did I see? What did I see when you singing? What did I see when you swinging? That funny old tune will drive me to ruin. It came along and made me its slave. Now I'm craving things that I should crave. It came along and made me its slave. Now I'm craving things that I should crave.
Hello everyone, welcome to another stream. I hope you're all having a wonderful new year. I hope you have a wonderful new year, and I hope you're doing well. Sorry, I'm having a conversation with Sarah right now about something. I'm trying not to be distracted. How are you doing? I gotta fix my bangs. Oh boy. I'll fix them in a second. Hi everyone, 11% to level 4 on the hype train. I'll be back in a sec. I gotta fix this, I'm sorry. It's just my bangs. I'm fixing it. Alright, now I'm good. Hi everyone. I did hear about Betty White. It's unfortunate, but she was almost 100 years old. She was like a week or two away from 100. She died in her sleep, and she was a wonderful person, so we should all be so lucky. We did get the test. We were feeling pretty bad yesterday. Baja's still feeling bad. I'm not feeling quite as bad, so I don't know what's going on. We got the test, but we didn't get results yet, so. Sorry, I'm trying to scroll, but it's not letting me for some reason. I guess I'll have to use this. Let's see what we have. No, why won't this scroll? Unpause. Why is my stream chat frozen on my app? That sucks ass. Blackwing Hecate says, may your 2022 not be 2022. Mike Max says, found a documentary about the guy with a 41-inch dick. Oh, no. Oh, good, it unfroze. Yay. There we go. Oh, no. Yeah, I've seen this. I don't know if it's appropriate for Twitch, so I can't show it, but I have seen it. Stromboli with 45-bit says, sup, Hannah. I'm betting you heard Betty White just died 18 days shy of 100. Want to guess what she died of? My bet is 99. Yeah, she was older. That'll happen. Brockagam, thanks for tier 3 for 7 months. Says another month down. This stream, baby, is getting kinda heavy. I bet. Neural Alchemist, thanks for 12 months, says, woohoo, full year, been my best subscription of 2021. Hope you have an awesome new year to you and chat. I hope you do too. I hope everyone has good plans tonight. I started a little earlier than normal. I was planning on starting even earlier, but I started earlier than normal because I'm, you know, I want to spend tonight with Baja. Overthought says, just stopping by for a bit before heading out. Happy New Year to Hannah and everyone in chat. Looking forward to whatever weird shit happens when we get into 2022. Profane Priestess with 45 bits says, Happy New Year, everyone. I love this community and all you have helped me get through the year. Love to Hannah, chat, Baja, and the kitties. H Baird with 100 bits says, trains for the hype. Everything else is taken, yo. Thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. Bumble Homestead with 100 bits says, Happy Arbitrary Calendar Flip Day. Giltori, thank you for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. Blackwing Hecate with 45 bits says, as a girly-haired girl myself, I hate it. Bitter Grin with 100 bits. I think my hair, I still think my bangs are weird. Like, they're not, but the hair itself I think is fine. It's very wavy and curly today. Morak says, huzzah for family. My dad still hasn't apologized for throwing his phone across the room and screaming at everyone, but my mom is begging me to forgive him and come to the New Year's dinner today because my sister is introducing her boyfriend, and I don't want it to be awkward for her. Dude, I've explained I CPTSD from dad being an abusive cunt. I can't just pretend he didn't fuck me up for 3 days by acting like a 6-year-old. Good for you for standing your ground. Boundaries are very important. Let's see. Procagam, thanks for gifting a sub. We're at 63% to level 5, so we're almost there. Ginny is in Germany, thank you for 5 months, says, Happy New Year from Germany, Hannah in chat. Danke? Is that what you say in German for thank you? Danke? I don't know. Thank you. Princess Amelia with 100 bits. Siberian Winter with 100 bits says, Happy New Year, Hannah in chat. I doubt we'll have another better than incest porn guy, but I'll love to stick around and find out. Blackwing Hecate says, at least I don't have the oh no, I'm assuming you're Jewish. At least I don't have the Jewish hair. Will stay where you put it, like a wire, I guess. Like Ben Savage. He talked about that a lot on Boy Meets World. Bumble Homestead says, last train of the year. Go, go, go. Anyway, 85% to level 5. We're almost all the way there. So today we're going to be going over some of my favorite clips from the last year of streams, some of my favorite videos and things we've covered. I do need to find Incest Guy because that video had me cracking up, and it wouldn't be a year in review if we didn't have that, would it? Old enough to know better now. Thanks for gifting 3 tier 1 subs. Bringing us over the level 5 hype train. Thrash Mio, thank you for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. Killing the hype train even further. And DM Trey with gifted sub, beating this train like a dead horse. Blackwing Hecty with 50 bits says, correct, my Jewish hair is tempered by my dad's wasp hair. Thank you, everyone. What a great hype train. Much appreciated. Sorry, one more thing, and then I'll put this down. Okay. Can we please get some Rem Lazar? We could probably get some Rem Lazar. Play this, please. Hold on. Let me turn this stuff off and this up. Let's get right into the stream, shall we? How are you feeling? I'm feeling okay. Baja's feeling worse. So if it is COVID, then apparently my vaccine worked better for some reason. Or it's not COVID. And Baja maybe just got sick sooner than me with whatever it is. I don't know. I don't know. The Peter debate was this year? It was, believe it or not. I know, it feels like forever ago.
Traditions have kept my people down long enough. I'm going to hold a democratic election. At last, Insectica shall be truly free.
I told you someone should have run against her.
This proves it. There is no justice in the world.
Yeah, you can come up, Did we both get the same vaccine? I think so, yeah. Astro Fox says, glad you're feeling better. Hope Baja feels better soon. Or it's a breakthrough case on her part and you don't have one, maybe. It's possible. Totally possible. Either way, I'll let you guys know when the test results come back. Someone asked for Rem Lazar. Let's start off the stream right. We'll start off with a little bit of Rem Lazar to make our new year bright. If you missed my stream on Rem Lazar earlier in the year, you missed out.
It wasn't just a dream, was it? He really was here, right? I think. I mean, as usual, he was here when we needed him most. But it was different this time. It felt like he really was here.
Good morning.
Ram, you're alive! You can talk!
Quixotic vision, I can. I can touch. I can feel.
Mike Max says, too bad Ghislaine Maxwell doesn't have enough time to spill the beans on others live Epstein. See y'all next year. Yeah, I don't think anything's gonna happen. She's not gonna name names. Everyone's gonna pretend like that's it, and no other justice needs to be done, and it's gross.
I can hear. And I can see.
Why?
You needed me.
How?
You believed in me.
Where?
From within your mind, no one else can find the life that you inspire. From another
Could you make Rem
place,
Lazar in
not
D&D?
outer
Of course you
from
could.
someplace
Make anything in
even
D&D.
higher. Rem Lazar. Rem Lazar. I can touch, I can feel, I can hear and see. So much more than a fantasy. I can run, I can
can jump, I can dance and sing.
Believe in yourself to do anything.
Believe in yourself, do anything.
From within your mind, no one else can find the life that you inspire. From another place, not from outer space, but from some place even higher. Ramblers on, ramblers on. I can walk.
Okay, seriously though, someone asked about making Remlazar in D&D. I'd probably make it some sort of cleric class, probably. A special, probably homebrew cleric subclass that relies on the power of imagination to inspire and heal allies, and can cast magic using the power of imagination. That's probably what I would do, but
I can talk.
you could work it into other things. I don't know.
I can listen and
Like
learn as the
technique.
wheels in my mind begin to turn. But I'll never forget what you've given to me.
Hey, Goss,
The power
thanks for
to
giving
touch,
us that.
feel, hear, and see.
The power to touch, feel, hear,
Oh, a
and
bard.
see.
A bard would also be good. Oh, my phone's gonna die. Shit.
I got the results of the test back.
I definitely have breast cancer.
I definitely have breast cancer.
All right, let's see what we're gonna start with. Oh boy. I thought we'd start with one of my favorite videos of the year. This one's sad. I'm not gonna lie. This is sad, but it's also very bizarre. Peter's so strange, and I think we gotta watch this classic video of Peter from earlier in the year. One of his all-time classics, and this video is, of course, aliens are experimenting on my family. With evidence, 7 alien incidents. Lyra Me, thanks for 9 months. That's a sub baby. This sub baby's name is... This sub baby's name is... Andrew... LaFay. Blackwing Hecate says, are we going to include the Hannah May rant? That'd be good. Remind me later. We'll do the Hannah May rant. Actually, I'll pull it up right now so I remember. Where is it? I thought I had it saved somewhere. Did I not? Thought I did. Was it under cringe? I don't know where I put that. I'll have to find it. Anyway, let's do the Peter thing.
I believe that aliens are experimenting on my family.
This is the poop out of my butthole video, yes.
I have 7 stories that are related to aliens to share with you today. I've never revealed all this, and I also have picture proof of one of those stories. And as you can see, the picture's right here. It's a skin sample.
No.
My youngest daughter.
No, it's not. It's, Peter, your daughter was born with some sort of medical issue that you ascribed to aliens instead of taking her to a hospital to get help. Which, in my opinion, makes you a bad father, but, you know, whatever.
Not sure how, but anyway. I have 7 stories to tell you guys, and the reason I'm making this video is because Linda, who's someone I like in my comment section, said, unless you knock this off about being abducted by space aliens and correct yourself, I will be unsubscribing you. Linda, I'm sorry to say that politics and aliens are one and the same topic now.
True, Peter, you've convinced me. Aliens from outer space are one and the same as talking about politics. This entire channel, starting in 2022, will shift to only discussing very real and reliable alien abductions, which means the show will be canceled in 2022.
I can't talk about politics without talking about aliens, because aliens and politics is really, really interconnected. Like, if people knew how much policies, how much politics all around the world was being influenced by aliens, you'd see what I'm talking about. Especially with June 29th this year, the Pentagon is releasing what they know, declassifying what they know about UFOs, and they're releasing it to Congress, and it'll be public. Disclosure is happening right now. UFOs and aliens are in the news every single day now, from what I've seen. So I think it's time to tell people the full story of the 7 alien stories that I have. And please be polite. Viewer discretion is advised. If you're psychologically fragile, I suggest that this video is not for you. And Linda, if you don't want to watch this video, I get it.
We're covering racist feet furry, but it's the same video. Today we're covering videos we've already covered over the past year.
It's a startling thing to think about aliens, but it's what I've experienced. Please be polite in the comment section, because no jokes like, oh, you got raped by aliens, or he's crazy because he believes in aliens. You said that's not a fair statement. I have evidence of the aliens and interact with my family.
Daddy Sume messaged me, guys. He saw I was online apparently, and says he's going to visit his grandfather, but he says to say hi and ooh woo. Jesus fucking Christ, this guy. I'm gonna block him. I'm gonna block that man. Von Tuck says, had Remlazar taken off and the pilot up went somewhere, we wouldn't be stuck in this dark timeline. How could Q take root when all we had was Remlazar? Are you coming up? I know you said you were gonna. Yeah. Okay. Mike Max says, is this Peter? Let's find out. What is it? I think they have a better... Nope. Can't say that.
And now, these 7 stories, some of these things could be demons, some of them could be spirits, some of these experiences could be dreams.
Daddy Sume is too much of a legend to block. I almost agree. Like, at this point, it's such a funny running joke to me that he comes into chat and he just, like, fucks everything up. Like, if I banned him, would it even be my stream anymore?
I'm open to that possibility. And if you think any of these stories is something other than aliens...
The kitty isn't up here, by the way. If any of the kitties come up, I'll do the kitty cam. I know, we've been doing the kitty cam lately, but they're not up here.
Let me know in the comment section, okay? Let me know, because I want to hear what you guys think. If none of these stories have to do with aliens, in your opinion, let me know in the comment section. I would prefer not to believe that I'm being abducted by aliens and my family is. But let me start off with the first story. I'll keep it short. When I was 4 or 5 years old, I lived in Bronxville, New York, and I was going to bed. I was in a...
Are you not allowed to time him out anymore? I removed the timeout option, not only because of Daddy Sume, although part of it was because everyone only wanted to block Daddy Sume, and I thought that was a little unfair. But also, it just became a pain in the ass, and it was slowing down streams, because every 5 minutes someone wanted me to time someone out, and I had to find them in chat and do it, and it was annoying. If anyone has any better ideas for, like, channel points, goal, like, redemption things, let me know, because I do want more coming up in this new year to replace, like, the timeout stuff. Vontek says, Peter looks so much calmer. What a difference a year makes. Oh, I know. Today's the last day of the year. He said if Trump isn't put in place by the end of 2021, and I'm sure the goalposts have shifted on this. At this point, you know, he's not going to ever come to his senses. He's way, way, way too far gone. But, lower the Danzy threshold? No. No one will ever get Danzy, and I'm proud of that. Von Tuck says, Peter looks so... Oh, I read that one. Yeah, so today theoretically should be the last day that he's so confident on the QAnon stuff, but it won't be. It won't be, because he's in a cult.
In a room with my 2 other sisters. We're falling asleep, and the closet door opens, and a man walks out. He looked kind of like Zorro for some reason, and then...
Ooh, a Danzy shield where someone can block the Danzy thing? That's pretty funny.
And he walked... I was in the top bunk bed. He stopped in front of the bunk bed. He turned to me like this and said, beware. And then he straight up walked out and flew out the window. Now, initially I thought this was a spirit or a demon, but now I'm starting to think it's aliens. And by the way, 4 of the stories that I'm telling you have eyewitnesses, including this one. My 2 sisters saw this being, and they can vouch that this
being looked like Zorro, for the record. He's gonna go into it.
Really did happen. My sisters. So the next story happened many years later, and basically what happened was I was invited, long story short, I was invited by this creepy guy who looked like a half alien, half human hybrid that I was in college.
I just want to see a picture of this guy, because I feel like if we saw a picture of this guy that Peter described as like a half human, half alien hybrid, it would probably just look like a guy if we saw a picture. Blackwing Hecate says, how long before Peter starts using, oh, they were using the Gregorian calendar to move the goalposts and allow Trump to come back in 2021? I don't think Peter's doing great. Since Trump made his most recent comments about being pro-vaccine, Peter hasn't put out a single video, so I don't know how he's taken that. Bumble Homestead with 45-bit says, the Haname, if you didn't find it yet. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, where did I have this saved? Oh, it's under cringe. We'll watch that in a little bit.
College in Iowa, and he invited me.
How did the COVID scare go? Baja feels worse today. I feel better, and we are awaiting the results of the test, so.
And a bunch of other people to go to his abandoned schoolhouse, which he said
a Rem Lazar cleanse wouldn't be too bad.
He bought for like $60,000 or $70,000 or whatever. And he had meat, and our university wasn't serving meat, and his girlfriend was very attractive, so we're like, and there's not many girls in the university. So we're like, oh, eat a bunch of meat and a barbecue and hang out with his beautiful girlfriend? Yeah, let's do it, even though
That's such a weird motive to me. Like, Peter, did you think you were gonna go fuck this guy's girlfriend? You just want to go have a barbecue and be around a woman that you find attractive with no chance that you're ever going to be in any sort of physical relationship? Very strange to me. I don't get that. So you and a bunch of weird guys at college were invited to a barbecue, and the only reason you went is because there was one woman there that you all thought was hot. What's the plan there? Are you gonna run a train on this lady if she consents? Like, what are you planning on doing, Peter?
he was very creepy and weird. So he invited me and all my friends to go, and we went, and then one of my friends did some type of shamanic ceremony with sage to like clear us of spirits, because he had like apparently been learning that. And then we ate our food, and then he said, hey, do you want to go to the top of this abandoned schoolhouse? Isn't that cool? And we're like, yeah, of course, we want to go to the top of abandoned schoolhouse. This sounds exciting. So we all went to the top of the abandoned schoolhouse, and literally, as the last person reached the roof, I don't remember exactly how many people. I think it was like between 8 and 12 people. But as the last person got to the top of the roof, it was like 3 or 4 p.m., blue sky, lots of light, no clouds, and someone points up in the sky and says, look at that. And it was an orb of light just floating there. And
I don't know why Peter finds it so hard to believe that in college someone drugged him with a hallucinogenic. Like, I'm not saying that's right. That's not. You should never, give someone drugs without their consent. Obviously, informed consent at that. But are you surprised? No. Why would you be?
At that point, we're like, what? Is it aliens? Is it aliens? And actually, like a week before that, my friend had said that people were spotting these orbs of light at nighttime flying through the sky. And I was like, oh my gosh. And we were walking through the forest, and it's like, hey, look, there's one now. And we saw the orb in the night sky.
Marcel's January freak out. Oh, I have that pulled up.
And then I was like, oh man, I wonder if that's aliens, but we didn't know because it's nighttime. But this time, which was a week later, we saw this orb in broad daylight. So we were like, oh my gosh, it's got to be real. And then out of the blue, another one appears next to it, like the invisibility cloak of the alien spaceship was taken off. Boom. And another one. Boom, 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 boom. And
I guess I don't understand why you would ever take the invisibility cloak off your ship if you had one. Like, there's an in-universe reason in Star Trek. It's because it pulls so much power that you can't really have shields and the cloak up at the same time, right? So if you're going into combat, you need to take down the cloak in order to do the shields, or there's something to do with the fields interfering with each other. I don't really know the deep lore in terms of why that is. But in real life, what would the justification be for uncloaking yourself if you could just be cloaked all the time? That doesn't make any sense.
And they started flying around in a weird way, and then me
no, but that's what I'm illustrating.
Me and my friends we're super excited because we're like, oh my gosh, aliens are revealing themselves to us. So we're like hugging and dancing and jumping and just high vibrations, super happy. I remember hugging my friend, and then boom. After that, I don't remember what
Sorry, I know I gotta take all those down.
happened. One of my friends
After stream, remind me and I'll go get a bag and...
told me later on.
Tucker White says, wait, is Peter about to tell us he got buggered by aliens. Later, he says that. This is the first time he thinks he was abducted. Blackwing Hecate says, because you'd be functionally blind while you're invisible? Presumably they have a way in order to see around their own invisibility cloak. They can travel across the universe faster than the speed of light. I think they can figure out some way to see through it.
On that, he saw one of the alien spaceships come down and shine a light on us. So I assume we're abducted. But next thing I remember, we're down from the schoolhouse. I don't ever remember walking down from the schoolhouse. I mean, this is one of the most memorable, exciting moments of my life. And there is a deletion in my memory where we're at the bottom schoolhouse. We're just sitting in front of...
It's one of the most memorable moments in your life, and it's, like, vivid. Boy, it sure sounds like you were given hallucinogenic drugs. Hydrate.
A campfire. No one's talking about being abducted by aliens or seeing the spaceships, which is extremely weird. And then we go home as if nothing ever happened. And then a week later, I was like, whoa, was that a dream? I wake up in the morning, I was like, hey, I have this memory of us. And then I talked to my friends. They're like, yeah, that did happen. Now you think about it, I'm not sure why we weren't even talking about it.
Peter, your friends are fucking with you.
No, we interact with aliens for the first time in our life, and we didn't even talk about it. So that was also weird, that our memory was like, the whole event, parts of it was deleted, and parts of it we didn't even remember for about a week. And then that's when we were like, oh yes, we all saw this. You know, there was a lot of people that saw this between 8 and 12. And so this was a real event. No, we weren't on any drugs. I do believe we were abducted. So the next experience, which experience number 3, was I was in Panama, and then I have this dream that I'm brought out to the balcony in the house, and there's someone who I can't see. It looks like an adult alien, but I can't remember what they look like. And next to them is standing is a little girl. This happened about 2.5 years after. There's a little girl, and the being that I don't remember seeing, but I knew I felt their presence.
How do you feel a presence? What does that mean, Peter? Darker White with 100 bits says, I don't know, Hannah. I've heard aliens can't get past a wooden door and the water is like acid to them. Methinks invisibility could blind them. Don't get your advice on aliens from M. Night Shyamalan. He's only accurate as to how ghosts work, not aliens. Mike Max with 50 bits. I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens. Well, first of all, oops, that's my discussion.
So look at her. She is your daughter. And this happened while I was sleeping. And for a while, I was wondering if it's a dream or not. But basically, she said, this is your daughter. I'm taking care of her. Don't worry about it. It looked like a half-alien blonde hybrid. As you can see, people have had similar experiences, and they've drawn pictures. This is what I saw, something that looks like this. It was like a half-alien, half-human hybrid little girl. And he was basically saying, you know, this is your daughter, and, you know, we're taking care of her.
Peter thinks he has an alien daughter. It's a good thing the aliens aren't seeking child support, because he definitely couldn't pay it.
And then I thought it was a dream, but I've always remembered it. And then really researching the abductions and all that, I realized this is very common. When they abduct you and take your semen and make hybrids, it's a courtesy.
Peter, I don't mean to offend you, but if I'm an alien and I'm trolling for cum across the galaxy, I think I can find better specimens for cum than you. Von Tux with 100 bit says, I have a similar experience where a buddy were punching black holes into existence. There was an unrelated tray of brownies from a friend of ours who had smiled a lot when she gave it to us.
To actually introduce you to your hybrid children. So for a while, I wasn't sure if this was a dream or not, because
they collected his semen like a horse or bull, what, with the electrode thing on the prostate? Sounds fun.
It definitely happened in a dream state while I was sleeping. It was just, in my head, it was just a weird dream, but it felt very real. And then after hearing all these stories of aliens introducing the hybrids that they made with your DNA, I do believe that this was, in fact, my daughter, and that the reason it came to me in a dream state was so that I could handle it, because if it didn't happen in a dream state, like if he actually took me on the balcony and I saw the crazy alien and I saw the hybrid and it was not a dream, I'm not sure I could have psychologically recovered from that. So sometimes things are presented in a dream state. so that people who were psychologically fragile like me at the time can handle it. And now when I'm stronger, I can finally digest that that was a real experience, in my opinion. Could be a dream. I don't know. Anyway, story number 4. Story number 4 happens while we're taking a vacation with my family and an island in Panama. And my mom slipped on these stairs and actually hurt her hip. She broke her hip. It snapped in half because she slipped down these slippery.
Tiger White says, on a scale of 1 to 10, what are the chances someone in this chat is currently fapping to this story? Daddy Sume isn't here, so the odds are significantly less than average right now.
Stairs. And
I'd say 3.
so she was taken to a
If Sume was here, it would be a 7.
hospital,
Oh, sounds like Ollie's getting too close to one of his sisters.
like on the island, but they had apparently, I think she got taken off the island. Yeah, she got taken off the island in a boat to a area in Panama, that hospital that had like no medicine, because apparently this hospital, whenever they had medicine, it would get stolen by thugs. So they had no painkillers. And my mom was in the most pain she'd ever experienced in her entire life. And so my dad told me, I didn't know this, he told me about like a month or 2 ago, that he was sitting at the hospital. He was telling all of his church members, because they're missionaries, he had a lot of friends, please pray for my wife, she's in a lot of pain, there's no painkillers. And
he probably went out. This is a funny story to me because it definitely seems like a story where Peter's dad went out because the hospital didn't have painkillers and found some sort of street pills for the mom or something that would have killed the pain, but he didn't want to admit it to the son, so he just lied to Peter and said angels did it. Sky Come Up Fallen says, does he think he lives in the X-Files? I think he thinks X-Files is, like, understating it. Pure Big Mad Boatman, thanks for 9 months. This stream baby's name is gonna be... Fox Scully.
and it's going to be like a long time until we can get her back to Panama City, where they have good hospitals and painkillers. And everyone was praying and praying and praying for my mom. And then he said he saw in his mind's eye, he was,
or as we call it in reality, your imagination.
wasn't sure if he saw in real life or in his mind's eye. He doesn't remember, but he remembers seeing.
See, usually I remember the difference between if I'm seeing something with my eyes or imagining it.
4 gray aliens walk into the room with, I think there was 1 or 2 wands. I think maybe one of them had a wand. I don't remember. But there was a wand, and they waved the wand over my mom. She's like, oh, I'm in pain. And they waved the wand over my mom, and her pain went away.
Again, I think Peter's dad went out and got the mom some sort of drugs that aren't, because they're very Christian, probably would have been gauche for them to be like, yeah, I had to go out and get her some street drugs because the hospital didn't have any painkillers. So it sounds like he just lied to Peter and said it was aliens or angels because he knows his son is stupid and believes in aliens. Puka the Duca says, hello, Hannah. Hope you and Baja are doing well. Thanks for the 200 bits. Carnio1 with 100 says, enjoy. Thank you.
So the most painful experience she's ever had in her life. She's in so much pain. And then she looks at my dad and says, the pain is gone. What? But all of a sudden, the pain is gone. What's going on? My dad never told anyone until recently. My dad believes that these were spirits that came and healed. But I'm like, yeah. Gray aliens with a technological wand that takes pain away sure sounds like spirits to me. Yeah, right. Could have been spirits? I don't know. Maybe. But the fact is, my mom went from the most pain she's ever experienced her entire life to no pain, and 4 gray aliens walked into the room and waved a wand over her. So it is what it is. The next experience was when I was learning autism therapy. I got sent to Dubai to learn autism therapy, and I was staying in a apartment that they had set up for me. I was doing training, and I would take a taxi to go to the location where I was being trained on autism therapy. And that night I had so much pain in my my anus, to be honest. And I kept on thinking, like, was I abducted again? Did they put something in my butt? Like, what? Like, I kept thinking that weird thought, like, the only thing that can explain why my anus hates my, I don't know what you call it. My poop comes out of my butthole or in.
Still funny. Still gets me.
I kept thinking that weird thought, like, the only thing that can explain why my anus hates my, I don't know what you call it. My poop comes out of my butthole or in.
I love you, Peter. I love you so much. One more for the new year.
So my, I don't know what you call it. My poop comes out of my butthole or in there.
Thanks, Peter.
The only way I can explain why it hurts so much is someone must have put something in there.
Have you had many things inserted anally, Peter? It shouldn't hurt if you do it right. Lots of lube.
Because it was just so much pain, like someone shoved something in there. And so, anyway, I was like, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I just have abduction paranoia. But then I'm walking to get a taxi with my coworker, and we're just walking, and then we hear over our head, and something flew away.
Which is the exact sound alien sci-fi engines make. So that's, a coincidence that real-life spaceship engines sound exactly like something a sound designer on a sci-fi show would come up with.
And then we're like, what? It sounded like a spaceship. I lived next to airports most of my life, and I've heard a lot of flying things. I never heard anything that sounded like...
If I don't know what a sound is, then it sounds exactly like a spaceship.
And
for instance, I didn't know what cows were until I was 25 years old. So I would just be going near farm fields and hearing moo, and I'd go, fucking aliens. Don't look at me like that.
And I was like, did you hear that, airplane or spaceship or something like that? She's like, yeah, we looked up, there was
You're a weirdo.
nothing. And I was like, what did it sound like to you? She's like, it sounded like some type of alien spaceship flying away. And I was like, yeah, it did. Again, it could have been anything. Could have been all my imagination. I don't know for sure. But because of the abduction experiences I had, I do believe that the aliens anally probed me. It's likely. And that they deliberately were loud and flying away to tell me know that.
You don't know what
I knew what. It's a joke, you idiots.
Don't call people idiots.
I'm not crazy in that something did happen.
Yes. Clearly, everything I ever say with a serious tone in my voice is true and not a joke. I'm not known for making jokes.
To me that night.
Not good ones.
The next
Still making them, though.
experience, I believe, when I was abducted in college, because it was high vibrations, very happy, I do believe those benevolent beings, good people, good aliens that were doing something good. I like to believe that is the case. But this nest experience was very, 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 very scary.
Smells like cat shit in here.
Maybe the scariest I've ever been in my entire life.
Can you smell it?
Yeah.
Okay. Might not be COVID then.
I was in Maryland, Ellicott City.
Got a vaccine.
I was trying to fall asleep. I was with my 1.5-year-old daughter, Keika, and my wife, Nari, and
Hannah makes jokes. Yeah, 60 jokes per second. That's the frame rate of my camera. Buzzing.
everything in the apartment
Yeah, it's my face is the joke. That's the joke.
had been locked. And all of a sudden, I'm trying to fall asleep, and the apartment is extremely creaky. Like, it was one of those apartments where you walk, and every step is like, and even the doorknob was squeaky. So all of a sudden, I hear, boom, boom, footsteps in the house, and I'm like, what in the world? That must be the neighbors, right? It must be the neighbors, because I locked the balcony, I locked the door. It's my job to be a protector. I locked the apartment well before I went to sleep. Then I hear the creakiness. This entity or entities was walking towards my bedroom door. Now I'm really freaking out. I'm like, tell me this is the neighbors. This can't be real. And then I hear a pause right when the entities get to my door. I think it was one. It sounded like one. Didn't sound like footsteps. Sounded like one entity. I hear my door knob to my bedroom opening. Or maybe it doesn't sound like that. Like, I don't know how a doorknob sounds, but I heard it opening. And people make fun of me at this point in the story, but I put my covers over my head and was like panicked. And people are like, "Whoa, you're supposed to defend your family, and you're acting like a scaredy cat, and you're not trying to fight." I was like, in my head, I knew these were aliens, and I felt they were evil. You're gonna fight evil aliens, dude? They just got into your house that was locked, your apartment that was locked. Yeah, right. I'm gonna just fit. And also, I really didn't want to see the aliens because it's very. I have alien phobia, even though I love aliens. Like, if I had seen the aliens, that image in my head would have really scared me for life. So I deliberately did not want to see who was coming in, the aliens. So I covered my head.
I like that as an adult man, Peter's like first instinct when a home intruder enters is to put his head under the covers.
And then
God. We can't make fun of him for that. That's ridiculous.
If we had a home intruder...
Oh God, you're screaming at me.
If we had a home intruder and either of us did this and put covers over our heads as an adult...
Yeah, but you're saying as an adult man.
Okay, not as an adult man, as a fucking adult. I wasn't saying you only have to be a man for that.
Okay, but that's, No, I'm
boom, my
serious.
memory goes blank,
There is,
deleted.
like,
And for the
some
first
people just
time
aren't
in
equipped to
like,
handle stuff like
I think
that.
8 or 9 years, I slept through the whole night. I'm a very light sleeper. I've never slept through the whole night since I was maybe 16. Even then, I don't think, maybe it was probably so long. I don't ever remember sleeping through the whole night. But that night, I slept through the whole night. And then my head was placed at the feet of the bed. I was on top of the comforter, and I was lying on my stomach. First of all, I never sleep with my head at the feet of the bed next to my wife's stinky feet.
Tell your wife to wash your feet, Peter.
I never sleep on top of the comforters. I never sleep on my belly. So I was placed deliberately in a way for me to be like, what the heck? I was abducted. That wasn't a dream. And
Peter, you probably flipped around in your sleep.
then, but I was still
Or you sleepwalked or something.
wondering, I was hoping it was not an evil alien that abducted me, but as I've learned from Majestic 12, you can feel the energy of aliens, high
Since sometime this year, Peter, finally understood that Majestic 12 that he was listening to on Telegram and Twitter was bullshit, so...
vibration aliens feel happy,
Progress?
the experience I had in college. Negative aliens, evil aliens do have a low vibration. You can feel fear and negative emotions. So this was, unfortunately, an evil entity, alien.
Weren't
And
Stinky Feet a weird plot point in a Christian movie Jake and I reviewed? Probably.
so I was still trying to hope, oh, maybe this is fake. Maybe this didn't happen. Maybe it was just a dream. But I was I was placed in a way in my bed that's impossible. I've never slept like that. And anyway, so that day I have a play date with a neighbor downstairs, and I bring my daughter down. He's got a daughter. He's also a stay-at-home parent like me. And I tell him the story, and he says, "Oh, I saw the alien." I said, "What?" He's like, "I saw the alien spaceship." I was like, "Dude, don't joke around like that." He's like, "No, I did. I recorded it." I was like, "What? Show me." And lo and behold, a video recorded around 10:30 last night over our apartment, a orb of light that is not a plane, a helicopter, making no noise, orb of light just sitting there over our apartment. It wasn't right over, it was a little further away, but it was
You probably saw a satellite or something, Peter.
clearly the same orb that I had seen previously in my previous abduction experience.
How can you know it's the same orb? What?
So
All orbs look alike to you. Okay.
that was startling. And what's kind of weird too is that I didn't ask for that video, which, when you think about it, if he has proof that aliens abducted me and they recorded a spaceship, wouldn't you want that video? I didn't think of asking for that video except for months later, which makes me think sometimes
Peter thinks he had proof aliens existed and he didn't think to ask for a copy in the moment.
aliens
Sounds real.
are influencing our thoughts. and they didn't want me to have that video. Later, when I asked him months later, hey, do you have that video? He said, I deleted it. I'm like, dude, you recorded an alien, you deleted it, and me, I'm dumb enough to not get a copy of that before he deletes it?
Jamie Lynn with 50 bits says, almost a year after looking for a job, I got hired yesterday. I start on Monday. Peter's so gullible, it hurts me sometimes listening to him. Congrats on the job. I hope it works out.
But anyway, I feel like that was some type of influencing our thoughts or something.
You also got Star Trek 4K set with the first 4 movies. I'd love to see the high dynamic range on the first 2 in particular when I get a TV, which should hopefully be sometime in January. I want to get one from Costco. Costco, you'll probably get a good price. They have decent prices on TVs. I saw that set. It looks great. I already own every Star Trek movie, including the Kelvin timeline ones as of yesterday. But yeah, I'm waiting for the 4K sets until they do all the original movies. Just because I don't want to buy the first 4 4K set and then have to re-buy them when they do it. I hate when they do them in chunks like that. I like when I collect movies for people who don't know. So I hate when they do like some of the movies and then I have to re-buy a bigger set later to get all of the movies, and then I basically have duplicates. I already have a shelf of duplicates. I got to go take over to like Jake and them and see if any of them want them. Or your dad, I'm sure, would appreciate some of them.
To make sure that we didn't have that video. But at least I saw that video. I knew it was real. I saw it when he recorded it. He just happened to see a UFO the night and time and place where I was abducted. These are the type of things that make me think that it's not spirit, it's not a demon, it's not a dream. When there's evidence, physical evidence. And then the final story has the most physical evidence. As you can see here.
Forgot to put in the picture, Peter.
My daughter was born with 2 holes in her back.
I don't want to listen to this part because it's just really gross, but I'll paraphrase for people who may not have seen this video when I first watched it. Basically, Peter's daughter was born with holes in her body, which Baha looked up. I almost used your real name accidentally. Which Baha looked up, and there are different medical reasons that an infant could be born with these. Someone else says spina bifida. That's one thing that could do it, but I think we said it looked different, or you said that.
No,
did you think it was?
Said that it looked different.
Oh, okay. You think it's spine?
Sure
Okay. So it could be that. And Peter didn't get medical help for this baby. To my understanding, I could be wrong, but if I remember correctly, didn't Peter say they do home births? Mm-hmm. They do home births. So this baby came out with, like, holes in her body, and Peter didn't take her to the hospital, didn't get treatment done by an actual medical professional. Absolutely disgusting.
I think he said that they had a midwife, though.
Yeah.
Hopefully it was, like, an actual trained midwife.
Knowing Peter, I doubt it.
Sorry, 1 hole in her back and 1 kind of near her groin area on her leg. As the picture you can see here is one of the holes.
Anyway.
Negative effect on your life. I'm trying they're not.
So that's what Peter's been up to in the last year. Talking about aliens, talking about QAnon stuff. Like I said, he hasn't posted in 2 weeks, which is around the time Trump made his, he hasn't posted since Trump made his pro-vaccine comments. So I don't know if Peter's having an existential crisis or if he's trying to regroup and come up with some new justification for why Trump would say these things. Could just be holidays as well. You know, we all get busy around the holidays. I don't blame him if he wants to spend time with his family. I don't know, though. I really don't. Baha, you can pick who we cover next. Should it be, Furry Foot Guy? Should it be Bass with his stalking video? A Call for an Uprising. This actually is a new video, but it's about New Year's, so I wanted to watch it. Something from Cece, the Nathan Thompson getting pranked, the Haname video.
Bass.
Bass?
So we can get it over with.
Okay, so this one was one of the first to wind up in the Hall of Shame, I think. Where's my Hall of Shame? Hold on. Yep, it was the first to end up in the Hall of Shame for Chud Watch. This is when Bass, a red pill, MGTOW men's rights type guy. Defended stalkers and said that if a stalker kills you, it's your fault because they defeated you in Mortal Kombat. So let's check it out. What's Haname? I'll show you guys after this video.
So, this is a little interesting video. Very serious topic, but I feel like it needs to be discussed very frankly, because I've begun to notice that a lot of young ladies like to defer responsibility. You know, this is kind of a thing that I've...
It's just victim blaming the video, by the way, so if you can't handle that, I understand. Just a warning.
Made note of for quite some time on my channel.
We did report him to the school. Baja did specifically. Nothing came of it, to our knowledge.
Couple of years saying that responsibility is but kryptonite to a woman, but it gets to a point where it gets a little unreasonable and it gets a lot dangerous, and I mean like a lot dangerous, right? And so in today's video, I'm just gonna give you guys a little bit of a trigger warning. I'm gonna be kind of a dick, but I'm gonna be a dick with a heart of gold. Okay, I'm gonna be a magnificent bastard because I'm gonna say some things that need to be said. So today we're gonna be talking about, and this is strange for my channel, I know, stalking. Okay, so Sweet Anita made this video, and for those of y'all who don't know, Sweet Anita is a Twitch streamer that has Tourette's. I made a video response to her some time ago where she was telling stories about some simps, but they weren't actually simps, they were actually dudes she dated. Well, not one of them. One of them actually was like this strange, peculiar individual she decided to move in with, but I digress, I have videos for that. My point in bringing up this preamble is to say I'm not doing this because I like dislike Sweet Anita. I'm not saying it's because I think ill of her. I really don't, but she's still a woman, which isn't a bite against her, but more an explanation as to probably how she got into this mindset and why this mindset needs to be curtailed. Like this
I don't hate women. I just don't think they're responsible enough to have their own thoughts and opinions based on their personal worldviews. Jesus Christ, Bass.
Mindset needs to be destroyed. Okay, you'll see what I mean in a second. So, Sweet Anita has a stalker, apparently. And apparently, if I understand correctly, this has somehow made it on the internet. And lots of people have talked about this, like a lot. Like a lot. And it's a little eerie to me. Here's a little bit of a montage that she included in her own video.
Sweet Anita is in trouble with a situation that you would expect to find in a horror movie.
It's a dangerous situation, and it pisses me off royally.
She has actually slept outside of her house, has followed her around with a knife, has chased her. Why? Why?
It's just really disturbing to know that people out there are like this, and the UK police aren't doing anything about it.
This is disgusting treatment by the police, in my opinion. Clearly this chick is still being targeted.
He's literally threatening her in her own Twitch chat now.
So yeah, just like going through these tweets, just terrifying.
It's getting so bad last night where she tweeted out and said, hey, if something bad happens to me, please, this is insane.
Unreal, and something needs to change, like, yesterday.
So...
Oh god, the obnoxious eating the cookie like he's smoking a cigar. The smug air of superiority he exudes in this video while he blames victims for being murdered is so gross and makes me so mad. This man has access to children.
When the montage like that, apparently she's been talking about this to some degree. And just to me, something just strange about this. Not strange as so much like I think she's being dishonest. It's not that. It's kind of strange in the fact that there's so much attention on this stalker, and yet his identity has not come to light. Where's 4chan on this guy? I've seen 4chan triangulate lots of shooters over and over and over again. I think they're better at finding people off the internet than the CIA. Where are those guys? Who is this stalker? Why is Sweet Anita having such a tough time getting support and dealing with him, considering the internet is filled with a bunch of simps ready to lay down their weaponry to defend her?
Yes. Anyone who deigns be concerned about someone being stalked and having their life threatened is an S-word. Genius.
At least I assume so. I mean, she's a...
He thinks it's okay because he would do it.
attractive white woman, so I'm pretty sure there's some guys willing. But To be serious.
Like, it's so fake, too. It's one thing to be confident, but you can tell when someone's, like, fake confident. You can tell he's consciously being like, yes, I'm going to put on this, I have this thing, and I'm smoking it like a cigar, but it's a cookie, and I can't even be bothered to take this seriously and not eat while I'm talking about how this victim deserves to be harassed. Like, fuck you, Bass. You salty piece of shit. What the hell? Farquad67, thanks for 5 months.
How's this nigga allowed to prosper? Like, I don't understand how Sweet Anita can put so much attention and focus, so much so that so many multiple people are saying that she's being stalked. And, like, this guy is still stalking her and he's totally fine. Like, he's just walking to her house and whatnot. And, okay, I'll give you guys some more clips and a little bit of a little montage so you understand what this guy is doing to her.
My stalker started following me around and sleeping in my bed.
Hawthorne says, I can't find the stalker on 4chan, therefore they don't exist. I find it funny, too, that he thinks 4chan puts their collective efforts into finding, like, stalkers and stuff and not just, you know, promoting Nazism, shitting on trans people while also fetishizing them. If you've ever been to 4chan, you know what I'm talking about. Bad stuff. 4chan's bad. I understand that 4chan has done some weird stuff before in terms of finding people, but they don't often put that to good use, and certainly not in defense of, like, some random woman. 4chan fucking hates women. Have you been there?
Back garden. He started staring through my letterbox. Like, I would come down the stairs in the morning, get on with my day, and then just be like, wait a minute, and look back at the door, and, like, this letterbox would slowly close as his eyes disappeared behind the door. And so he started knocking on my door as well a lot for hours on end, just not giving up, just constantly.
Simple Cat Girl says, first I want to say I'm glad I was able to find you during the end of 2020 and the whole 2021 year. You're one of the coolest streamers I've ever watched, and I loved the community here. Second, I might be wrong, but I feel like 2021 was the year where crazies, hard right-wing nuts, women haters, and red pills I-words spiked a bit. Outside of BLM protests, Asian discrimination, and some big internet drama, everyone in 2020 for the most part was doing their own things. I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to see 2022 to see if there's a trend.
Almost worried that his knuckles would bleed. It was so relentless. He'd sleep behind my house and watch it waiting for me to come out, and he'd follow me to shops. He'd constantly, persistently message me and go and say awful things in my chat. He threatened to kill me, and the police response has been incredibly underwhelming. After he assaulted me, I had a witness, I had a lot of evidence, and
Robert Morley, thanks for 7 months, says Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, too. I feel like I haven't seen you in a bit. Hope you're doing well.
the police did nothing. They eventually felt pressured to do something after everyone was kind enough to start atting the police on Twitter and kind of getting upset with the UK police for not acting. There was definitely a lot more done during that time, but it still eventually amounted to nothing changing for me.
So, yeah, I'm greatly confused. But my confusion isn't really what today's video is about. Today's video is actually going to be more about... Well, Anita's video is actually titled, I'm being stalked, please help me, or something of that regard. And I was befuddled. Because I just didn't know what the bloody hell she wanted me to do. I'm just some nigga on the internet. I'm just some guy. I am sure she wasn't asking me to help her.
She was asking people collectively to try and convince the police to get off their ass and do their jobs, Bass.
But I really am trying to figure out who the bloody hell she was asking to help her, because I'm just like, you posted a video on the internet about you being stalked. I don't know what you want anyone to do with that information.
So why do you post videos about anything, Bass? You do calls to action. Why do you do it then? It's the most facetious bullshit argument ever, because he does the same thing. What? Unconditional Prong with 50 bits says for me to go to 3 minutes 13 seconds. Let's see.
BDSM has long been criticized for being politicized. with their practices. And this is, of course, because it's, you know, hard to look at things objectively when you're addicted to touching your own pee-pee, right? This is
John Doyle, everyone who doesn't masturbate is stupider than me. 2021.
why they
I don't know what anyone could
Everyone knows every time you coom, you lose an IQ point.
possibly do with that information. Not only am I just some nigga on the internet, but I'm only, there's a whole ocean that separates us. Like I can't, well, you want me to fly out and go find the stalker?
I don't know, you could tweet at the police. She was literally just talking about how when people tweeted at the police, they actually took some action. So, context clues, dummy.
And like, give them a stern talking to? Like, I don't know what you want, dude, because there really ain't nothing people on the internet can do to help you. I know that kind of spits in the face to what I was saying, like, just a minute ago, but my, you know, I get it.
The police are really pointless? That's not true. They're doing their job. They protect the rich from the poor all the time.
Like, I do get it. What I don't get is how, like, the stalker's identity hasn't been revealed. That's what I don't get. What I do get is that, like, people on the internet can't really do anything about other people's stalkers. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's only so much we can do with this information. But what kind of bothers me the most is her grand conclusions or stuff of this regard.
You will get adequate support and help if you're being stalked. That's insane! You don't have to be in the public eye to be in danger. This is something we need to change, not just for content creators, but for all of us. Because we might end up knowing someone who loses their life because of this. And it doesn't have to be this way. And you...
Cops, actually, I have a good comparison to cops. Cops are a little bit like banks, right? If you've ever wondered in the age of ATMs and online banking, why is a bank branch open all over the place every day, even though most people do their banking online? It's because banks' primary purpose, a bank branch, their primary purpose is not to serve you and cash your checks or deal with your accounts. When a bank is open during the day, they're there for businesses. They're there so McDonald's, I know this because I worked at McDonald's like a decade ago, can come and do their drops. They bring their register, their cash and stuff from the safe and drop it so that it can immediately be deposited into the McDonald's account or whatever. They're there so businesses can go there and talk about getting loans or whatever. The fact that they're also there to serve other people for personal banking things is just a side effect of the fact that they're actually there to serve businesses. The cops are kind of the same way. Will the cops respond if you need something? If they're not busy, but they're not there for you.
You can get involved and you can help us to make this a safer place to create content and encourage the police to take this seriously. I want to blow this up. I want to blow it out the water. I want to show people that this is real and it is worth prosecuting. Less than 1% of these cases see a conviction. It's tragic and we can do so much more. So if you want to get involved, please do. On social media, use the hashtag #StopStalking. And if you want to talk about stalking that you've experienced, if you want to talk about the platforms that this is happening on, if you just want to implore Twitch or YouTube to communicate more with the police, which would make all the difference. If you want to see action from your local police force or from your country's police force as a default policy, do it! Whatever it is that you want to say about stalking, say it now and say it with me, because I feel like right now it's not a great business decision to invest in security, especially for online platforms and social media, but with public pressure it might be achievable because there are very real solutions that verification.
You're like, so let me get this one straight. You want us to help?
Stop doing the fake accent. You sound very dumb. Don't do that.
You with your stalker by creating a Twitter hashtag saying we should stop.
Isn't this the vid with defeat him in Mortal Kombat? Yeah, he basically says you should have had a husband there to protect you, and it's your fault if you can't beat the stalker in Mortal Kombat. Should have played Sub-Zero.
Stop stalking. Ma'am, that is the most insanely idiotic thing I have ever heard. Okay, it's among them. It's up there. It makes the top 10 list. And again, you're sweet, but you're so naive sometimes it's just kind of painful to me. Why in heaven's name would creating a hashtag do next to anything to curtail these crazy sons of guns who are stalking you and are sending you these nasty threats and are...
Jamie Lynn says, I just became a patron of yours. I don't know if you can tell. I use my Google account to do it, so I guess. Yeah, I did actually get that notification just now. Thank you.
Trying to hurt you in some regard. You really think that, like, shaking your finger at them? Like, what do you expect? Like, I don't understand.
She wants the police to do their job, Bass. She literally fucking explained it.
I don't get, like, why you think even attempting to bring attention to the situation on the internet is gonna, like, bring about some kind...
It's like he wants her to get murdered.
Kind of change to, like... You obviously aren't trying to change the stalker's heart and point of view and get them to be a virtuous individual. You seem to be, you want the police or you want some authority figure to change. But my question is, you went to the police and you went to the authorities numerous times. They couldn't do anything.
They didn't do anything. That's different than couldn't. Spongy Lord with 100 bits says, I'll always remember the day I was arrested, sobbing, tears streaming down my face as I got into an altercation, shouting with my mother. Cops called to de-escalate things. Well, in the cop car, cops found out I have daddy issues, proceeds to make fun of me about it all the way to social services. Jesus fucking Christ, cops are garbage.
If they can't do anything and they have all the power and moral law to do something about it, you think like random internet vigilantes with the hashtag on Twitter can even make a dent in all of the stalking that goes on? It just seems really strange to me. But what bothers me more than anything else, and this is why I felt the need to make this video, which is quite an introduction now that I think about it, is when she says this.
One of the things that I find really challenging about all of this, and speaking up about it too, is that so many people want to blame me. They say, if you learn martial arts, if you move house, if you get a dog, if you get a gun, then everything will be okay and you will be safer. But I don't think it's the answer. In countries where so many more people have a gun, there are still stalkers, and there are even people who get shot by their stalkers. In countries where people get dogs, in countries where people move house, all of these things are not necessarily measures that eradicate stalking or stop it or prevent it.
Now, I've said this many times, but it bears repeating because I'm not a popular YouTuber. But no one is saying, as a woman, that it's your fault if bad things happen to you. Okay.
He's about to say that directly by the end of the video, just so everyone knows. Spongy Lord, thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 subs to the community.
Maybe some people are. But really what people are trying to communicate is that it is your responsibility to protect yourself, because no one else can realistically do that for you.
The police should, because purportedly that's their job. If that's not their job, then why do they exist?
That's not really entirely true on a technicality, but like, if you have not resolved yourself to like having a husband and like,
here we go,
having him protect you, then yeah, that's it, dude. Like, that's kind of on you. Like, you gotta learn martial arts. You gotta get a dog. You gotta install a security system and some security cameras. I don't know what to tell you, fam. I know, hold on, I got a couple of things I can tell you. Get a husband, okay? Listen, women have OnlyFans right now to get a bunch of money. They are selling their time and showing their buttholes right now for some shekels. So the way I see it is this. Like, if you're a woman and you're fine with sex work and you're fine with taking money from it, I don't see how you could find any problem with, like, having a relationship with a man and then having him, like, protect you and keep you safe. Like,
Bass, if you go and work for someone or have customers and work for them, do you understand the difference between that and deciding to spend the rest of your life with someone because they can offer you things? Your relationship should not be transactional, you weird fuck.
Honestly,
also,
I'm being
like, who the hell knows if anyone could actually protect you?
Yeah.
honest with you guys. If I was a woman and I was being stalked,
yeah, I know about the anti-Semitic dog whistle. He said shekels, I know.
you know what I would do? I would just go find some other guy to protect me from the stalker. That's just what I would do. Okay, like if I just totally resolve myself to like not pick up a firearm. She's in the UK, so she can't have a firearm. But if I just totally resolve myself to not take any martial arts classes, if I just totally resolve myself to not get a dog or an attack dog, I'd get myself a German Shepherd if I was a woman, like straight up. Like if I was a woman, I would be doing so much to make sure that I was safe. But whatever. If I just didn't want to do any of that stuff, I would just get a husband and I would just have him protect me. I don't know. And I know some people think, I know some of you guys are probably thinking, but just if you can't just like forge a whole relationship with a man to just like have him protect you and keep you safe. Like, what the hell are you doing? And I'm just like, nigga, to this day, people are more upset with Sims for paying for OnlyFans.
I'm not upset with anyone paying for OnlyFans. I don't give a shit. Who cares?
Than they are at the women's for using their bodies to attract attention and get the money. Like, if you...
Why are you upset about either of those things? If you care about either of those things and are upset about people doing those things, you have a problem. Get over yourself.
If you think it's okay to be a sex worker, then it should be fine to forge a relationship with the guy so it keeps you alive. That's what...
Those are not even close to the same thing, and the fact that he thinks they are is really, really confounding to me, and I don't understand how his brain works.
What I would do. I'm just saying, that's what I would do. I would, and another thing, if you're like, you can't just like have a whole man be around you and just like have him keep you safe. You're putting him in danger. Well, asking the police to come deal with your stalker, who might be a deranged individual who will kill you, is putting them in danger. So either way it goes, someone's got to be put in danger. That's what you're doing. Now, of course, I'm being somewhat facetious. Somewhat. I am like, I mean, like on a technicality, hopefully your husband would keep you safe. You know what I'm saying? Right? You would hope. But more than that.
Here's the link to this, by the way, if you wanted to report it. We reported it at the time it came out. It's still up.
Really what kind of bothers me is the deferment of responsibility of protecting yourself. Like, the long and short of it is, like, you're an adult. And while stalking is a serious issue, it should be taken seriously.
Miss Kays, thanks for gifting a sub.
You probably should either move and go somewhere else and then buy a weapon and prepare for Mortal Kombat rather than make a video and post it on YouTube.
Does he think life works like a fucking video game or a movie?
Hoping people will tweet on a hat.
It's not Mortal Kombat. You're being attacked by a fucking murderer or a rapist or something. Like, it's not fucking Mortal Kombat. Why are you making it sound like some weird, honorable, like, yes, we will fight fairly, one-on-one. What the hell? Carney says, I don't mean to be controversial, but I don't like this guy's takes. Hot take. Simple Cat Girl says, does Bass not understand that stalkers don't care about a woman having a husband? Because they were so scared of being hurt, they wouldn't even do it in the first place. A husband isn't a solution for everything, and there are women who have been harmed by their stalkers despite having relationships. Jesus. Yeah, but he wants to give women a reason to, like, be with him, because there's no other reason they would.
Hashtag, like that, to
He's insufferable.
me, that just seems like that's the more...
Austie, do you have a preference for what you would like me to put on in terms of hat or sunglasses or anything? Let me know in the chat, otherwise I'll just pick something.
More appropriate thing to do. If someone is getting ready to show up to engage you in Mortal Kombat, then you gotta fight them. That's just how that is. Now, Anita tells us that moving probably isn't the solution because of this story right here.
My choice,
The sparkly, sequiny hat.
Is proof that moving house doesn't save you. And I can safely say it takes months to move house and it takes seconds to dock someone. Destiny himself said that he moved and before he'd even got into his new place, he had already been doxed again. And so, unfortunately, moving doesn't solve the problem. But in Cheryl Hooper's case, she was found again after moving home to escape her stalker, and he found her and managed to murder her. It's proven time and time again that the fact that women have access to these things has not prevented many women from being stalked.
And I'm just sitting here like, while it's rather unfortunate, that's just kind of the way. I mean, she lost Mortal Kombat. The nigga pulled off a fatality. I don't know what you want me to say.
Literally just defending a murderer because he successfully murdered someone. Narnandia Owl says, "Silly woman, what are you doing out there with your glove without the gloves to throw down to challenge him a fair duel?" This guy probably.
Okay, now granted, maybe I shouldn't be making jokes about the fact that this woman was killed, but...
No, you don't say.
My facetiousness aside...
I don't think he knows what that word
I
means.
don't either. He's not being facetious. He's just saying things that are awful and trying to disguise them as jokes.
He challenged her to Mortal Kombat and she lost. That's what happened, okay? I'm sorry. I'm putting it in a jovial manner.
Does he fucking think he walked in the house and went, "I challenge you to Mortal Kombat"? No, he fucking probably went in the middle of the night and murdered her brutally. What the hell is wrong with this man? Again, this guy's a substitute teacher. This is a man who regularly spends time around children.
But he came to kill her, and she did not protect herself, and she died. That's what happened. And the only person that could have done anything to prevent that was her. If she went to the police and the police didn't do...
Pixels Falling, thanks for 100 bits.
I don't know whether to laugh or vomit.
Probably the second one.
anything about this guy following her to her new location. She is the only person who knows he's coming. She's got to fight for her life. I don't know what else to tell you. And I know...
Hawthorne says, I'm not saying it's all the woman's fault. Goes on to explain 1 million reasons why he thinks it is. Yep.
What some women are thinking, you're all like, but I'm a small woman. I shouldn't have to fight this guy who's like, look, nigga, you want to know something?
Doom Smoothie says, hey, it's been a very long time, but I finally caught a stream after a few very stressful months. But anyway, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, too.
Tough. I'm sorry.
Did he do a video on cuties? I have no idea.
The world's... I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I didn't make the world this way. I'm just a player in the game. You have to protect yourself. No one can do that for you. Okay, fine. Your husband can do that for you. But unless you're willing to go, like, have a whole relationship with the dude in the hopes that he'll keep you alive, you gotta protect yourself. You gotta learn some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You gotta pick...
I think that's enough bass. I think we got through the worst of it. Yeah. Not excited for the hot takes he's going to have in 2022. Jesus Christ. Anyway, people asking what the Haname thing was. This is it. Is this about anime? No! Anime! You know what? Okay. Anime fans are some of the only fans in the world that if you say, I don't like blank, every single one takes it as a moment to be like, oh, but have you seen this anime? Watch this anime, it's so good. No! No! I said what I said. I don't like anime. Stop trying to recommend me anime. How hard is this to understand? Like, if someone says to me, I don't like Marvel movies, I don't go, but have you seen Infinity War? I would never come up to you and be like, but have you seen Thor Ragnarok? Like, if you don't like it, you don't like it. It's fine. It's okay for people to not like things you like. I'm not telling you you're fucking wrong for liking anime. I just don't like it. Imagine if I said, I don't like sports, and everyone was like, but have you seen football? Yes, I don't like it. I've also had people tell me they don't like cartoons, and that's also fine. So someone who's saying that is like saying I don't like cartoons. I literally know people who do not like cartoons, and that is fine. Daddy Sume says Hannah and her boomer takes. Yeah, I'm a fucking boomer because I don't like anime. Yep, you got it. Yep, big boomer. I don't want you to think that it's like I'm mad at you. I'm not. I'm just like every time, everyone's like anime, 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 anime. I'm not into anime, guys. I get you guys like anime. Not everyone's gonna like anime. I think that's my favorite fan-created thing anyone's ever done. Cool. The WWE wrestling thing has got to be number 2. But that's hilarious.
But it's anime, Hannah.
It is. It is. That's the only anime I like. And it's because I'm in it and I'm bitching about how much anime sucks. All I want is that person to take every time I talk about anime and turn it into a new video, okay? Take this clip right here and look at me in this edit. I'm a pretty anime lady. And I hate anime. See how easy it is? You just gotta put my voice over an anime and it'll get views, okay? I'm very prolific. I have tens of followers.
You're very pretty.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Blackwing Hecate with 45 bits says, I mean, it's not like saying I don't like Marvel movies. It's like saying I don't like movies or I don't like music. I literally addressed that in the clip we just watched. I know people who say they don't like cartoons, and I am fine with it. Or sports. It's fine. And you know what? There are people that don't like movies and don't like music. That's fine. Morak with 100 bits says, Hannah, have you seen the legendary anime Cory in the House? That's an old meme. Mike with 50 bits says, found a picture of 2 things Hannah hates. Let's see. What? Oh, anime and Holy Grail. I don't hate Monty Python. I just don't like it very much. Adia Blue says, my name is Hannah Reloaded, and this is my least favorite entertainment on the Citadel. To break up the old content, let's take a look at Call for an Uprising's newest video, which is important video. Happy New Year World Order. Let's check it out.
If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret
Video of me or a picture?
Sure.
Okay.
societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. Before I get to this content, I want to remind you to sub to my backup channel, The Fire Rises, because videos like this get strikes for no explanation because they don't want me.
Call, they get strikes because you do medical misinformation, and then you bitch and you're like, I just showed a video from a thing. Yeah, and then you talked after it and said a bunch of bullshit that isn't true about magic potions, as you call them, or whatever dumb dog whistle you're using these days to talk about medicine. Like, seriously, you know why they're getting banned. Stop playing stupid.
Talking about anything going on with the potion.
No, this is from this New Year's. This is new. This came out a day ago.
And everybody else
Narnindia says, cute Eric Andre meme with him shooting his own channels.
Seems to be able to. Not legit YouTubers, but, Russell Brands and all these people can constantly talk about this stuff and not have to deal with any problems. Anytime I even mention anything about it, even if it's just repeating a story that's put on CNN or somewhere else, I seem to run into trouble. So,
because you always add your commentary, which is staunchly medical misinformation, which, by the way, nothing in this video that Call says is probably true. He's an idiot and a liar and a conspiracy theorist. So
I need to do this video and show you this because it really ties into some of the agendas I've been wanting to talk about and show you clips of. So please just make sure you sub to the backup channel, The Fire Rises. It's posted below. Pause the video now. Click.
Backup channel. Yeah, I already have this one.
This is The Fire.
Did he do any new videos on here? No. Here's a link to his new channel. There's probably reportable stuff on there if you want to check it out. Let's try and nip this in the bud, shall we? And while we're at it, you know what? Here's a link to this video, too. Happy New Year.
Click the subscribe button and the bell. That way you can catch my videos, because if another strike here, I'll have 2 strikes. And I won't be able to upload for 2 weeks, so you'll be able to see my content. So, one of the things I wanted to show you here is about what our favorite family doctor said. And of course, this is not me giving out any medical information. I'm just sharing what Dr. F says.
Just saying you're not giving medical information and then giving medical information isn't not giving medical information.
And of course, this is about New Year's. Just like Christmas, just like all the holidays, we've heard, number one, there's 2 agendas here, okay? Number one, the NWO agenda has always been to break up families, right? This works in so many different ways. Breaking up families, obviously having them raised by the institutions. That's
this call of a job, or is he ban-evading full-time? I'm guessing he's ban-evading full-time. He has a pretty substantial Patreon. And guys, I've tried to report his Patreon so many times. They don't do anything. So, Patreon, call for an uprising. I don't know if anyone here happens to know anyone from Patreon. I kind of doubt it. I used to. I had an email with the founders, because we were some of the first people on Patreon, Jake and I. So we actually talked to the founders at one point. They seemed like nice people. But if you want to try and report his Patreon, please go for it. Here's his Patreon. The fact that he's bringing in as much money as he is from this is probably what's sustaining him and making him able to spread this misinformation. So if you could help get that banned, again, not just cuz, but because he is spreading anti-Semitic conspiracy theories in general, anti-vax rhetoric, etc., etc., please do. Please go and report it. Please do what you can.
That's why they want mothers and fathers both working, so the institutions can raise the child. They raise a child in a godless world, a world of evolution, a world of lies. Parents are separated from their kids. The kids spend more time with the teachers and with the students than they do with their own families. That's one way, obviously, for years and years they've been doing it. Now with what's going on, everything's falling into place even better.
So he just doesn't like the concept of schooling? That's not super shocking to me, I guess.
Better for them, because what they're doing is they're keeping families isolated from each other, right? This is pretty obvious. Families aren't allowed, they don't want families seeing each other for the holidays, and even though people could easily just go, I don't care what they say, I'll go see my family members. We have, obviously, many family members, all of us, who don't want to see one another because they're scared to death of what's going on, so they...
Honestly, any excuse to not see Call if he was my family member would probably be a good one. Sorry, Call. I can't come to Christmas this year. I have to wash my hair.
Say, oh, we'll see each other next year. Then it becomes next year and the same thing's going on and they say the same thing until it becomes routine and normal, which is what...
I have a feeling that he has some family that have just continuously been like, hey, no, I'm good. I don't want to see you. And he's like bent out of shape about it.
Especially considering I'm guaranteed he's not vaccinated, considering his opinion on the vaccines, his incorrect opinion on the vaccines. Call, you know, if you get vaccinated, your family will probably be more likely to want to see you. Speedy Yoshi says, parents not having enough time for their kids because they constantly need to be working sounds like a capitalism problem. Marcus Drake says, the next time someone talks about homeschooling, I'm going to show them Call and say, now imagine if he breathes.
What we're seeing.
That is one positive. I've never heard him talking about having any sort of wife or kids, so.
I definitely have heard him say that he has daughters, so.
Are they estranged, or are they still in his house?
No.
I wasn't sure. Okay.
Going on. So I'm going to show you Dr. F talking about New Year's, and then I'm going to talk about the 2 big agendas and show you a movie clip, which you'll find very fascinating. But this is Dr. F's advice for New Year's this year.
So similar to what I said for the Christmas holiday, it goes true here. If you are in a situation with a family setting in your home with family, parents, children, grandparents, and everyone is vaccinated and boosted, although the risk is never zero in anything, the risk is low enough that we feel you should continue to go through with those plans.
Okay, so he's saying literally, if you're being responsible and you're vaccinated, go for it. Cool.
Of having a home-related, vaccinated, boosted gathering with family and close friends who are also vaccinated and boosted. So it really depends on what your plans are. You said, should you change or cancel your plans? If your plans are to go to a 40 to 50 person New Year's Eve party with all the bells and whistles and everybody hugging and kissing and wishing each other a happy new year, I would strongly recommend that this year we do not do that.
Yeah, that's good advice. That's funny. The title made it sound like he's saying, like, you can't hug your family members or whatever. The thumbnail said that, actually, sorry. But that's not even what he's saying. He's saying don't go to a party where you're gonna swap fluids and get really close to strangers. Honestly, that's good advice all the time, but especially now. I find it funny, too, because it's not like Call... I cannot imagine Call goes out and, like, interacts with other human beings, right? There's zero chance. TubeMan, thank you for gifting 10 Tier 1 subs to the community. That's very generous of you. I appreciate it. Happy New Year.
Now, of course, we know that they'll come out with some statistics right after New Year's that they'll blast in our faces telling us about spikes and spikes and spikes.
Yeah, because people are irresponsible, Call. Because of people like you. If you can predict the results that are negative of your own actions, maybe you shouldn't take those actions. TubeMan with 100 bits says, Happy New Year, all. You as well.
Spikes. And the two things to take from this, obviously, are what I was saying before the video clip there, which was keeping people isolated from their families, right? And at the same time, people who go and see their families causing division. Who has the potion? Who doesn't have the potion? Oh, you don't have the potion? Why don't you have the potion? Oh, you're a conspiracy nut? Oh, you're this or you're that? Oh, I don't...
I think he's a little salty from some family calling him a conspiracy nut. Hydrate. Bittergrin says, could you imagine Call at a New Year's Eve party pointing out how every single thing there is a satanic symbol?
I don't like you anymore because you don't have it and I do. Right? That's what they've created in our society. That massive division that they've brought into the household now. Because before...
You've caused the division, Call. Be a responsible adult.
Before Christmas, they were telling everyone, ask everyone at your Christmas. Ask them and ask them and ask them. Why? Because they know that it's going to cause division. It's going to cause unrest. And remember, part of the NWO playbook has always been to break up families. Number 2, what you take from that is the hugs and kisses, right? Very subliminal. Right? People shouldn't be hugging or kissing. But
Call!
Strangers!
You should not be swapping fluids and breath with strangers during a pandemic that is transmitted via people's, like, spit and fucking breath with spit in it. How is this hard to understand? Pseudosapien, thanks for 18 months, says, a girthy 18-monther. Name this sub, baby.
Shelly Cash.
Shelly Cash. MMO Addicted, thanks for 19 months, says, Happy New Year, Hannah, since it just rolled over for me. I know I haven't been around recently. Life's just been difficult. Hope everything goes well for you. You as well. Hopefully in the next year, you can hang around more. We love having you here. Astrofox says, just noticed it after switching to desktop. That shirt is amazing, and I need to know where it's from. I think this was Meyer? I think this was a Meyer shirt.
very New World Order, because this is part of what I've been talking about with the metaverse, with isolation, with men and women, with social distancing, with 1984, Handmaid's Tale, I believe.
He can't even name it. I don't think Cole knows what a Handmaid's Tale is about.
It is. If I'm saying it wrong, I apologize. I'm not going to look it up in the middle of recording this because I like to just continue.
Nice top, Hannah. Where'd you get her? Twitter.
Going. But all of these predictive programming stories that have come out, which talk about depopulation as far as men and women not having children together. Now, the film Demolition Man perfectly...
The Sylvester Stallone action comedy Demolition Man. You know, the movie where Taco Bell won the franchise wars and the only restaurants that still exist are Taco Bell's. Clearly a very serious movie that you should take seriously. Narendia Owl says, so many words he just spouted that he clearly knows nothing about. I know, right?
Sums up what the future's going to hold for men and women in a virtual realm. Things such as sexual intercourse, which I'm trying to say without insulting anyone.
Does Call know that The Handmaid's Tale is a theocracy? I think he'd like it. Like, I don't think he'd be against A Handmaid's Tale. It's a theocracy where LGBT people are killed as gender traitors. Like, that sounds like exactly what Call for an Uprising wants.
Yeah, and people are forced to carry children.
Yeah, that just sounds like what he wants. What?
Or insulting the algorithm are going to be a thing of the past. Things are going to be done virtually, mentally. And there's not going to be physical contact between men and women anymore. There's not going to be physical contact between human beings anymore, as insane as it sounds. That is part of this plan that you see going on. It's not just about removing laws and taking control, which everybody thinks that it's about.
Yeah. Monando says, Hannah, I think we're closer to the Pizza Hut Demolition Man than the Taco Bell one. Yeah, there were two versions of Demolition Man. One where the franchise wars are won by Pizza Hut, and one where they're won by Taco Bell.
Taco Bell sounds so fucking good right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, it is about that, but it's about more than that.
Order some Taco Bell.
It's about isolating people from one another, right? It's about the Great Reset, not owning anything.
Not having money for Taco Bell broke is very broke. That sucks. Speaking of which, I gotta actually pay rent. Could you calculate how much you need me to pay? Okay.
It's about people not interacting with each other anymore for fear that they may spread something, which leads to people not having intercourse, which leads to people not having children, not getting married. It leads to, well, take a look at what the future holds, because Demolition Man has tons of predictive programming in it, such as this.
Everything is voice coded, so if you need something, just ask. Lights? There is, of course, a well-known and documented connection between sex and violence, a general state of neurological arousal. I was wondering if you would like to have sex.
Here? Now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be right back.
They go into their sex booths or something. No, that was the Woody Allen movie that took place in the future. Do they have virtual reality sex or something?
Now just relax. We'll begin in a few seconds.
Begin what?
Having sex, of course. But I thought you wanted to make love.
Is that what you call this? They said we just do it the old-fashioned way.
Ew, disgusting. Of bodily fluids. Do you know what that leads to?
Yeah, I do. Kids?
The rampant exchange of bodily fluids was one of the major reasons for the downfall of society. Out.
So for those who haven't seen Demolition Man, the premise of Demolition Man, it's like an action comedy that Sylvester Stallone is like a super cop that in like the year 1999 or something gets frozen for some reason, and then he gets unfrozen in the future, and it's this sort of dystopia where everything is super nice, but it's so nice that it's like not fun. It's not, everything's commercialized. Like the radio plays like old advertisement jingles instead of actual music. Like everyone's obsessed with nostalgia. So some of it like actually pretty accurate, but although it's just cribbing off stuff that was already happening in the 90s, it's not like nostalgia didn't exist in the 90s, you know? So it's a kind of funny movie. It's not great, but it's an okay, kind of bad Sylvester Stallone action movie. It's not predictive programming. It's just commentary on society in the 90s, Call. It's not predictive. It's just satire. Okay?
It's not predictive, it's descriptive.
Yeah, there you go.
Law and behaviorally engineer all fluid.
How do you use the 3 seashells? Hey, get a load of Spongy Lord. He doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells.
Transfer out of society.
In the movie, Sylvester Stallone goes to the bathroom, and he's like, I didn't see any toilet paper. There were just 3 seashells there, and it's a running joke where everyone goes, he doesn't know how to use the seashells. Because in the future, apparently, people don't use toilet paper. They use 3 seashells. And we don't know how it works. I guess I always assumed you scoop with one seashell and then you use the other sea. Like, I don't know.
What?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'd assume you fill the seashells with water and pour it on like a bidet.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. Hydrate.
Acceptable behavior. Not even mouth transfers condoned.
What about kids?
Procreation?
Yeah.
We go to a lab. Foods are purified.
RoboCop is better. Of course RoboCop is better. RoboCop's a great fucking satire. RoboCop's amazing. Or RoboCop 2 is also really good. RoboCop 3 sucks. Blackwing Hecate says, I got Taco Bell for dinner. Thanks, Grumble. Enjoy the diarrhea.
Screened and transferred by authorized medical personnel only.
Frightening, right? Frightening reality, where they're using helmets and things like that to
Call, it's not supposed to be real. Imagine Call reading Gulliver's Travels and being like, oh my god, can you believe these stupid little Putians? They're in a war with Brobdingnag's the big people. What were the two little Putian societies? I forget what it's called, but they were at a war with another Blefuscu. Thank you, that's what it was. They're at war with Blefuscu because they one society thinks you should break your boiled eggs at the top, and the other thinks you should break them at the bottom. Like, does Call look at satire and think it's literally saying the thing they're saying is happening or going to happen? No, usually satire is a blown-up version of a thing facetiously in order to illustrate a point. In the case of the VR headsets, it's someone commenting on how they felt in the 90s. Things were getting so sanitized and commercialized that people were losing parts of their humanity and being led to a society where everything is commodified. They no longer are able to actually interact with people in real human ways. They're not literally saying you're going to just fuck people with VR headsets. Cool Sage, thanks for 10 months, says, I know how to use the 3 seashells. Good for you.
Interact and to achieve these types of feelings with one another because, ooh, it's gooey and it's icky to touch one another, to kiss one another, to be intimate with one another.
Gay sex is icky. Don't even talk, Call. Like, dear God, shut up. So tired of his voice.
Marcus Drake says, okay, but am I the only one who is violently in favor of VR sex? If people want to have sex in VR, I do not care. I was in VR chat the other day, and there were so many people fucking making out. It was weird to me. I don't care that they're doing it. I was just like, oh, all right. There's a stormtrooper making out with a cat girl. Cool. H-Baird says, Gulliver's Travels had a society run by university professors who were smart. Were so smart they screwed everything up. Seems up Call's alley. See, I actually like that part. Because it wasn't necessarily about just intellectualism, but it was about people who... How do I put this? I guess I'm thinking of the floating island one more so, because the floating island one was full of people who thought themselves intelligent, but really were just pretentious. It was interesting. I like Gulliver's Travels. Thrash Mio says, Idiocracy also predicts things, which is the correct future, or does he think Demolition Man is the prequel to Idiocracy?
Do you have any idea how badly I want Call to watch Don't Look Up?
Everyone, go watch Don't Look Up on Netflix. It's really good. It stressed me the fuck out, but it's a great movie. Pixels Falling, thanks for 5 months, says, gonna have to go to my man Hank again on this guy. Let's see.
Horse's ass.
The future is going to continue to push towards. So while people think a year from now, oh, Christmas will be back to normal, right? This is what these people think. And then they're being told the same stuff and they go, well, next year it will be. And they don't realize that they're being programmed. And they're being programmed to get used to this. And the more that it happens year after year, people not seeing their family, getting used to Skyping or Zoom.
Morak with 50 bits.
The gun is good.
The gun is good.
That's the thing with Sean Connery and the banana hammock, right?
Zooming with their family members or FaceTiming with their family.
You weren't a fan of Don't Look Up? Why? I'm interested. I saw some people say it was super on the nose, but that's the point.
Yeah.
It wasn't trying to be subtle. That's the point of the movie. Sky Comet Fallen says, Don't Look Now is one of the best thrillers I've ever seen. Never heard of it.
Family members, the more it becomes a normal part of their lives. The first year, oh my goodness, this Christmas stinks because we're all Zooming. This year, oh, you know.
Call. Baha and I went to her family's Christmas. Everyone, to my knowledge, was vaccinated. Everyone was vaccinated. We had a Christmas. It was fine. It was a lot of fun.
It was my favorite Christmas that I've ever had.
Yeah.
It was the best Christmas.
I got to sit in a DeLorean. It was super cool. Like, just be a person, Call. Be responsible for your family.
It's not that bad, you know, as long as we're all healthy from Omicron, right? And next year,
Omicron. He can't even say it right.
There'll be something else, and then everyone will go, well, we're used to it now, so we have a thing in place where we know, you know, we send the presents to each other, and then we get on there, and, you know, and it's not about anything more than isolating and breaking up families. Christmas, obviously, not something that personally...
I don't think he cares as much about other people's families as much as he's projecting the situation with him and his family onto other families.
Yeah, I think he thinks, oh, well... They just don't want to see me because of, you know, COVID, because that's probably what they're saying. And he's like, oh, all families must be doing this shit too, and it's bad, when in reality, like, we saw both sides of my family were all vaccinated, and we had good Christmases.
Now, India Owl says, and somehow nobody has died from the evil potion either, right?
I celebrate.
You shared this in Jake's chat, but I'm not sure if I saw it yet. Let me look.
Has he offered to withdraw?
What the fuck?
Has he offered to withdraw?
The cat cam? I didn't realize Holly was in here with us, snoozing.
But other people out there do, and...
Omicron, her Omnicron is the new nuclear.
Will you turn it on?
Yes.
It's not about, you know, this video. I'm not talking about celebrating Saturnalia or whatever you want to believe it is. It's about, you know, Christmas for a lot of people, including myself, is about spending time with family, because it's one of the only times you can get all your family members in the same place at the same time to see them and to spend time with them, which is a really important thing in life. Well, they want to take that away because they want to destroy families. And that's always been a part of the New World Order playbook. Now, looking at the clip there of intimacy and those things, that is setting people up for the metaverse, for the virtual world.
Call, no, it's not. Again, I own a VR headset. I own one made by the Facebook Meta company. I enjoy it. I think it's fun. Like I said earlier, on VR chat, you see a lot of people doing weird shit. It's fun. You can play games on it, but that's it. I use it a couple times a week, and that's it. It's just a fun toy.
And that's also part of what's going on here with the isolation, right? That's why I showed you the Bill Gates thing. If you haven't seen it, check the video out I put up last night where Bill Gates, you know, was talking about in 2 to 3 years how all meetings are going to be held.
I've played Beat Saber. I like Beat Saber. It's a lot of fun.
Inside of the
It's so cathartic playing Beat Saber. You feel cool.
Metaverse. There aren't going to be business meetings in boardrooms. Everything's going to be shut down. Everything's going to be online. Everything's going to be virtual. And eventually everyone's going to be physically with their bodies connected to this virtual realm by putting certain things inside their bodies that will help them connect to it. Understood? Makes sense, right? We could all figure that out. And we all obviously know why all the videos on graphene have been removed for the most part.
Because you're spreading medical misinformation. Call.
From YouTube, and got one of my channels that had 130,000 subscribers deleted pretty quickly without even having a chance to appeal it. Because these are the things they don't want people to know. But no.
Is he implying butt plugs for the metaverse? I'm in. Agreed.
Knowing that everything is going to be online, then you have to look at it too from that other perspective, because we talk about depopulation all the time. Depopulation isn't just about, well, okay, men are having trouble. We know the statistics, right? Men and women are struggling to have babies, right? Because of all the chemicals and everything else that are being
No.
sprayed. 2, well, men and women are struggling to have babies because of the magic potion. Okay.
No, they're not. There have been no studies that say that. Again, Call, this is why you get banned, because you spread medical misinformation. Here at 11 minutes 14 seconds, he makes a false medical claim about fertility and the vaccine. Please report it. 11 minutes 14 seconds. I'll report it right now, too. Spam misleading. I can't believe they still haven't added a specific thing on YouTube for just medical misinformation. Medical misinformation saying vaccines cause sterility. Oopsie. 11 minutes 14 seconds. Report it if you'd like.
Hey, there's truth to that too. But 3, it's going to be men and
ironically, COVID can cause fertility issues. Funny how that works, huh? Mike Max with 50 bits says, I love the reaction when Candace Owen realized that Trump wasn't on her side about the vaccine. She even made a video calling him a dumb boomer. Also, have you heard about anti-vaxxers attacking an Apple store because they think it's owned by Bill Gates? I heard about it.
Oh my God.
women aren't allowed to, because men and women, we're going to get to a standpoint where the rules are going to be so strict that men and women can't physically be with one another. Why? For fear of the outbreak, to contain the outbreak, to contain it. And
Call, do you think people aren't fucking each other during the pandemic? I know you probably haven't gotten laid during the pandemic, but
I've gotten laid a lot.
Me too.
And the constant fear, and then the constant programming where people get used to this.
I've gotten laid during the pandemic.
True.
This isolated life where they're living online and not living in the real world. They just give up and they go, okay, it's fine. As long as we're safe. I don't want to get the
Rublum with 500 bits says, Hannah, allow me to speak to Call in a language he'll understand. Call, you're as original as a Kiss cover band and half as talented.
Common call.
Oof.
Off. And they go along with it. And the younger generations aren't going to know a life other than that. Okay? The young kids out there aren't going to know a life other.
Gene Simmons might be a piece of shit, but I'll give him this. He is pro-vaccination, and he has basically gone on Twitter telling anyone who isn't that they're an idiot. So I'll give him that.
That's why they're programming them with Sesame Street and Disney and all this stuff, getting them used to this society, while they want to program them to think that this is normal.
Sesame Street and Disney are trying to get kids not to fuck?
Let's take a listen.
Aren't going to know a life other than that. Okay? The young kids out there aren't going to know a life other than that. That's why they're programming them with Sesame Street and Disney and all this stuff, getting them used to this society, while they want to program them to think that this is normal, to be walking around with masks and all this other stuff, so they know nothing other than that, so that they never question it, so they never rebel against it, so they think it's normal that they're doing.
Call, people in parts of Asia have been using masks as a preventative for sickness for decades, right?
Yeah, but that's because Japan, for instance, their culture is not individualistic like ours. They actually care about other people and don't want to get other people sick.
Doing a good thing, being safe, that people the people who won't wear masks are bad people. And
Tucker White with 100 bits, redneck loudmouth, choose tobacco. Y'all laugh now, but everyone using the metaverse leads to everyone getting stuck inside. Ding! Which is how Sword Art Online happens. Oh, a redneck that's seen Sword Art Online. That's rare. Sword Art Online.
All that kind of stuff. They're prepping them for the virtual hell that is to come.
Oh, Lord. I gotta read this one just because it makes me laugh. Farquad says, Disney produced some of my first hard-ons. Fuck this guy. I applaud your honesty. Bittercrit with 100 bits says, yoink. Unconditional Prong with 50 says, maybe stop hoarding all the wealth, Elon, Jeff, Bob, Donald, and all the others. To answer to why people don't want kids is in this article. Let's see. Elon Musk says civilization is going to crumble if people don't have more kids. Yeah, income's down. Why would people be having kids if they can't afford it? Plus, people don't feel the need to as much anymore. Like, even if, like, let's say Baja and I won the lottery tomorrow, I still wouldn't want to have, like, kids. I wouldn't be against it. And we've talked about when we're older, potentially fostering some older kids or something. I don't have an issue against that.
Since teenagers have such a hard time
Yeah.
getting, you know, placed with people, and also lots of foster parents are not doing their best.
Yeah, but I would never want to actually, like, have a baby, have a kid, and raise it from birth to 18. Carnio1 says, call, it's people like you, why the outbreak is as bad as it is. Tucker White says also, fuck you, Bittergrin, for beating me to the yoink. Siberian Winter says, personally, I love the thought of face masks being normalized. It makes cold and flu season much easier. Agreed? Steven, what am I reporting the video for? I do scams and misleading, but you could do whatever. As long as it fits into what you think medical misinformation would be, because YouTube is stupid and doesn't just have a button for medical misinformation. Stephen J. Neptune Man says, I don't think call has been laid since the Clinton administration. Mike Max says, this reminds me if the new South Park movie where Clyde refused to take the vaccine but was okay with taking cocaine. Haven't seen it. I haven't seen South Park in many years. Pixels Falling, thanks for 100 bits.
I hate to say this twice in one meal, but horse's ass.
Wow, you even used a different clip. Nice.
And the virtual hell that is to come, you saw right there in Demolition Man, what it's about.
Sorry, Sky Comet Fallen says, Mulan, famously anti-rebelling against norms.
Right? It's about many things. There's many agendas involved in it, but one of them is taking humans away from each other, where even touching one another becomes a sickening thought for people. That's how frightening this is. And I know that's a stretch with what Fauci said about hugging and kissing, but it's not in reality, because these are things that are going to start being implemented more. Not just, don't go hang out with your family members. Try not to hug and kiss your girlfriend or wife for a while, right? You're going to be surprised around Valentine's Day if they come out on TV and they start telling you not to kiss your girlfriend or your wife or your boyfriend or your husband. Are you going to be surprised? They say, hey, this Valentine's Day, be safe, don't kiss. And there's commercials like that. Would you be shocked? Right? And then it starts becoming normalized. Like, okay, let's not kiss because we...
Catherine CED with 45 bits says, I live in Asia and masks are normal. I'm triple vaxxed and still wear a mask everywhere I go. Americans are such babies about wearing masks. They work. They're considerate of others. And if more people in the U.S. wore them, the virus would be under control. Yeah, at least more under control.
We don't want to spread anything. And let's wait till this whole thing's over. And it's never over. And then people just get used to not having intimacy with each other. And humans just start continuing to be distant from each other. Boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. It's exactly where all this is headed. So that's why I wanted to show you that. Look, people look at it, they go, that's crazy.
That normally people that are dating or married are in each other's bubble. Like, so
I don't know. I don't think he understands any of the actual, like, guidelines. Because if you live in the same house as people, you're already going to catch it. Like, Baja's sick right now. Sicker than I am. My throat's starting to hurt now, too. But I also understand, if she gets sick, I'm going to get sick. If I get sick, she's going to get sick. Most likely, right? Yeah. It is what it is. The guidelines aren't for people you already, like, are in close proximity to constantly. It's for other people to try and curtail the spread beyond your individual bubble.
And, like, even so, even if you do live in the same household as someone, there are instances where, like, when my grandma died, like, in September 2020, I had to choose whether or not I was gonna come back to Hannah's house after going to the funeral. Yeah. And, like, I was masked, everyone was masked, we were all social distancing, but still, we were in, like, a, small church for her funeral, and I had to decide, Hannah and I had to have a conversation, like, hey, are you good with me coming back, even though I might have caught COVID or something? And so we ended up deciding I would come back, and I would just be really, like, safe about it. I basically, like, immediately when I got in the house, I put my clothes in the washer, I took a shower, like, we tried as best as we could, and that's not, like, to say that it would be 100%, but it's just, it's so stupid. Like, when the pandemic started, we had just started dating, and I moved in with her at her house in Saginaw so that we could be together.
Mm-hmm. Spongy Lord with 100 bits. I live with an 85-year-old. I love him. He's my grandpa and the man I respect the most in this world. Getting my booster on Tuesday. Good. Good for you. TubeMan says, speaking of that new South Park special, this was the only thing I thought was funny.
I'm going to tell you something that's going to change your life. Have you ever heard of NFTs?
It's a long stretch. No, it's not. No, it's not. That's how they operate. That's how they work. They start seeping in new rules, new restrictions, little by little, because that's where they want to end up, is the way it is in Demolition Man. Right? They don't want people interacting with each other. They don't
Call, if you can find someone to swap fluids with you, more power to you.
want husbands and wives. They don't want children being born. They want total, not just control of our lives, they want total control of every single thing, giving birth, intimacy, all those things that are normal human behaviors, they want to take from you because it's not going to be a normal world of humans anymore as people continue to transform. And we know why they're going to continue to transform. I hope you found this video helpful. A reminder, check out the website at callforuprising.com. It's $2.99 a month. A lot of great information being shared over there. Hope to see everybody over there. Please consider joining if you haven't. I want to thank everyone out there who's a Patreon. Your help really and support really helps this channel. So thank you so much. And make sure you thank the patrons. Keeps me here on YouTube. Give them a little thank you if you see them in the comment section anywhere. Just write, hey, I'm a patron. You deserve a pat on the back. I greatly appreciate you guys. And of course, I appreciate all of you in general, Patreon or not, just for being here, supporting the channel, thumbsing up the videos, commenting. It's very, very nice feeling to have so many people who care. I care just as much about all of you. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you're all doing well. God bless you and your families.
Nice.
If you've ever...
Call is an interesting guy. Oh god, he's got another Bill Gates video. I'm not going to watch this. I just wanted to see what it's about. Let's see. Bill Gates predicts our work meetings will move to the metaverse in 2 to 3 years. I don't really care what Bill Gates says. But if people are working from home, maybe. It's possible. I don't really see the benefit of that over just doing Zoom calls, if I'm being honest. As someone who has used VR, at least currently, it's uncomfortable enough that it's not worth it over just Zoom calls. Maybe someday, because I understand the benefit of having a presence and being able to have body language in front of people in a formal setting where you're talking about things and trying to communicate ideas. I do get that. And being able to do so in a 3D space is cool. But at this point, it just doesn't make sense. The headsets aren't comfortable enough. They're expensive. You gotta charge them. Boomers are not gonna understand how to use them. They barely understand how to use Zoom, much less setting up and using a VR headset, etc. I just don't see it happening. Dr. White says, well, Calls pegged me on one part. Ooh, hot. I want everyone to stop having kids. In my utopia, abortion becomes mandatory. Sounds very reasonable. Hydrate. Would you have to wear pants in the metaverse? No. You'll be smooth like a Barbie doll. H. Barrett says, but if you use VR for meetings, how can you go to the bathroom in the middle of a meeting? You just do it. Mute it. You just see your coworker muted, but doing this.
Is that how you pee?
It was a poop. It was someone who was really constipated. No, I don't do that when I poop either. I was trying to illustrate a joke, god damn it.
You were no physical comedian. Making fun of you makes me feel better.
Mm-hmm. Great. I'm glad. Couldn't just take Dayquil like a normal person.
Ew, no, I can't.
Indignity Jones says, in the future, the metaverse is real and pants are illegal. True.
Ollie's so cute.
You can wear glasses with VR headsets now, just so you know. Darlin, Dr. Lamb Chop. Baja wears glasses, and she's been able to use mine. They have spacers that let you wear glasses with them. Tube Man with 50 bits says, since Call is a boomer, do you see Call's VR as more Lawnmower Man or Johnny Mnemonic? I've only seen Lawnmower Man. I've not seen Johnny Mnemonic, so I can't speak to that. Anyway, let's see. What are we doing next? What's CC been up to this year? What was he doing at the beginning of the year? Did he have any really, really good videos? That was Merry Christmas, so that was a little bit. That was that.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here.
This is apparently before Call figured out you shouldn't have your windows open.
That's CC, not Call.
That's CC. Sorry, you're right. I guess that's before CC figured out you shouldn't film with your window open.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris, from New York, Westchester County.
Hawthorne says it's 15 minutes to midnight here, so I'm going to duck out for a bit. See you in a bit. Okay, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I just set up my new phone, Bluetooth and everything. I have to get the right camera angle. You see me
wow, a Bluetooth phone. What is this,
usually
2009?
do my videos, but for now, let's just take it and run with it. Today's my day off, and I don't get many, but when I do, I like to wake people up. The problem with waking people up...
For a second, I thought he meant literally wake people up, like go around and like honk his horn really loud to wake people up. And I was about to be like, that's a dick move, dude.
Indignity Jones with 50 bits says, Windows are a conspiracy created by Big Wind to keep you in the dark. CC knows the truth.
Is that, are they ready? You know, are you up there? Well, there you are. Okay. Are they ready to be awoken? You know, because if you're happy with your life and you enjoy it, and you're happy with what you've been told, shall we say, and learned in school, which is nothing but fucking lies, then go about your life, bumbling around for the next 70 years, wondering where it all went, and wondering why it passed so quickly. See, that's what it is. Time passes so quickly. But you don't know what time is. Time...
He was a lot less angry a year ago.
I think he was just better at hiding it.
Maybe.
I think the anger's still there. You can catch it
sure.
every once in a while.
He's more composed, let's say. He's able to try and couch his grievances within him being stoic and philosophical and trying to be dignified, whereas now he just screams at the camera and yells.
Mm-hmm. Is something you've been told exists. When the sun and the moon come up and go down, that's time to you. It's time for all of us.
That was a very angry gear shift. It's bubbling under the surface, you're right.
Hi, guys.
Oh, no.
Hi.
I see you hurt yourself. You all right?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Here you go. I'm going to give you a pamphlet. The Earth is flat.
Okay.
Take a look at it. Check it out.
Is he using Nathan Thompson's flyer?
All right.
It looked like it. Thank you.
Champion. I've noticed in Spain, they really have become awoken. And he broke his leg. That sucks.
Someone was sitting there with a broken leg, and you handed the people there a fucking pamphlet? What? I hope he means it was a guy with a big full leg cast, and not a man had just been injured and had a broken leg.
Went up to him and said, "Hey, I see you hurt yourself. Do you need help?"
Oh, God. Just waiting for an ambulance after you break your leg, and a flat earther walks up and hands you a pamphlet. Carnia1 says, so CC is the super down with the woke people. H-Baird says, and I thought it was weird when people would randomly hand me Chick tracks on the street. Spongy Lord with 100 bits says, picture it, you wreck your car on the side of the road, your leg is broken, your phone is dead, a savior in a van pulls up. You okay? Okay, good. Need a ride? Let me tell you about Flat Earth. Looks like we're 100 bits or any sub-related thing away from getting a hype train.
I don't know. He's got crutches, so I'm assuming it's a leg or an ankle. Or...
Okay, no, he already has crutches. Okay. So he was already injured previously.
Or something. But, I mean, I've noticed that the people in Spain are really awakened to this. Flat Earth, you know.
Bye, Mancer. Thanks for your tier 3 sub for 20 months, says hype to the new year. Kicking off the hype train.
And they become more accepted.
This is probably the last, guys, this is the last hype train of 2021. Make it count. This sets the tone for 2022.
Then the people here in my state, my country, they're not wearing face masks. None of them.
Kaizo M, thanks
you
for
see
gifting
a day
sub.
laborer out there wearing a face
Warstone
mask?
Stint,
No.
thank you for
'Cause they're
gifting a
smart.
sub.
They know what the deal is. They know this is all bullshit. They know. They don't. Maybe they don't know the statistics of the numbers and all this other nonsense. They just know it's fucking bullshit. This nonsense.
There's the anger. Low Poly Zoe, thanks for subscribing at tier 1. We are at 43% to level 3.
You are voluntarily walking down the fucking
Cleansed right
sidewalk
after.
with a face mask on, walking your dog. Holy shit. It doesn't make any sense at all to me.
Jamie Lynn with 50 bits says, love your streams. I think you're awesome. And I was watching some of your old videos from, ooh, bunch of stuff's happening. Love your streams. I think you're awesome. And I was watching some of your old videos from years ago. I like you better this way. Me too. Have a happy new year and a better next year than this year. I hope you do too. Bittergrin with 1,000 bits says, for the final hype train. Thank you very much. Princess Amelia, thank you for gifting 5 tier 1 subs to the community. Thrash Mio, thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 subs to the community. Doom Smoothie with 100 bits says, someone gave me a picture of Mother Teresa while I was at work at my retail job. She was nice enough about it, so I didn't mind, though. I still have it. Lazy Paradox, thanks for 6 months, says, here's to another year of Hannah. Tube Man with 200 says, my New Year's resolution is to lose at least 50 pounds and find a romantic partner. Right on. I believe in you. Shamrockstar, thanks for 18 months. This stream baby's name is Westchester Chris. Spongy Lord says, we stan Hannah. Shamrockstar with 200 bits. And we're at 132% of the hype train already. Level 5. That's one of the quickest level 5 we've ever got. Thank you, everyone, for such an excellent year. Genuinely. This has been a huge year for the channel. I'm almost at 10,000 followers here on Twitch. I'll probably get that in the next few months or so. Maybe a little longer, just depending on how January, February, and March go. But it's really been great, and I couldn't do it without you guys. So I appreciate your viewership, your support, all your jokes, which are often funnier than mine. Yeah, I appreciate all of you so much, whether you just lurk here and you've never done a single chat, or if you're here so often that you're basically a stream meme. Looking at you, Daddy Sume. So, everyone, really, really appreciate it. The stream would not be the stream without all of you. And you all mean so much to us. Carnio1, thanks for gifting a sub. Monster Jr. with 3,000 bits says for 2022. Thank you so much. H. Baird with 100 bits says it's the final... Oh, I thought it was going to be a song. It's the final hype train. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. I would be remiss if I missed it. Well, thank you.
Why people are so asleep here in New York? I mean, is it me?
You should go through your engagement celebration stream as part of the 2021 review.
Is it me or...
Morak says, if I mean so much, when are you going to start offering dental? We'll discuss options. If chat unionizes, then maybe we'll discuss dental. Jamie Lynn with 49 bits says, take the last of my pants. We'll start a new year off with no old bits. Thank you. Sunale with 45 bits says, yes, it's just you, CC. Procagom, thanks for gifting 10 tier 1 subs. Innocuous Blonde with 100 bits says, hype for Hannah. Happy early new year. We're at 29% of level 5. Bumble Homestead with 100 bits says, this is for the cat.
Ollie, you got bits, baby.
Have they just given up?
Ollie
You know?
says thanks.
Where they just don't want to be... bothered by somebody coming up to them and saying, why aren't you wearing a face mask? I'm just extremely disappointed with the public. Because the only way this is ever going to change, the only way you are ever going to do anything is to stand up and say, what the fuck?
A year later, he's still delusional. Siberian Winter with 45-bit says, a little bit for the hype train before I take off. I've only really been using Twitch very recently, but I've been following you and Jake since the TBR days. It's really been amazing to see how much you've grown as both a content creator and a person since those days. Here's to an even better 2022. Thank you. Tube Man says, come on, y'all, chant this union slogan with me. Every chatter of a member of the board. I've never heard that. Oh, every chatter a member of the board. There we go. That's what it is. I get it.
We're not going to buy this anymore. We've had enough of it. We're not wearing face masks anymore into a supermarket. We're not wearing face masks anymore, period. Fuck your sign that says, no mask, no entry. Fuck that. Well, then don't take my money. I don't give a shit. I'll take...
Correct. That's already what they want. That's my favorite anti-vax, anti-mask talking point, is them being banned from places and then being like, well, I'm not going to shop here. It's like, yeah, that's what they're asking you to do. Correct.
Take my business somewhere else.
Procagom, thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. Wow, this is the highest hype train we've had in a bit. We got over 500% over level 5 of the hype train. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. That's an incredible last hype train of the year. That's so generous of all of you, and we appreciate it so much. Thank you.
You know, I'm just a guy here in New York, you know, explaining to you what's going on in this state. This ridiculous state that has just bowed down to the rules and not...
Doom Smoothie says, gotta go eat pizza with my family. See you all later. Have fun.
Question anything. Just because they have a couple of so-called doctors that come up every once in a while and give you numbers and give you statistics and give you bullshit that you'll never be able to verify.
Chris, you're not a doctor or a scientist. What?
And if you try to...
Daddy Sume says, I've arrived, size queens. Happy New Year. Thanks for the bits, Daddy Sume. Happy New Year to you, too. I was talking about you earlier.
It'll look real. I don't know.
Can we play the I'm a Judge You're Fucked vid? Actually, no, I can't. That channel has been deleted.
Oh, man. I mean, it's just, it's such a fucking joke. I can't believe everybody fell for this. I can't believe the entire world fell for this. You know, I don't know.
What was I saying? I was saying that you're a show meme. MH Darkbee says, Hannah, it wasn't from the last year, but it was one of the first vids I fell in love with you and Jake, so I think it would be fun as a cleanse to look back. Oh no, how old is this? Yeah, that's fine. I thought it was like a video I was in, and it was me pre-transition. It's not. It's fine.
I don't know what's going on in different...
If we have time, I don't know. We're already on 2.5 hours, so I'm probably only doing in like another half hour, 45 minutes or so.
countries. You know, if you're from a different country, let me know. Let me know what the fuck is going on in your country. Because here in New York, I see nothing but zombies. Fucking zombies. Not only to the flat earth. I mean, let's forget about that. The most obvious thing is this virus. Which is not true. They can't even tell you what the difference is between the flu and this.
There's quite a difference. They're very different. Daddy Sume with a link.
It's a Rickroll. He's banned.
Someone check the link before I click on it. Procagon with 100 bits says, sometimes I don't know if we come for the stream or Daddy Sume.
Oh, it's just
Okay, Dragon Ball Z. That's fine.
I am the hype!
Acceptable.
It's a fucking joke. It is such a fucking joke. All right, I just got my new phone, so I have to set it up and everything, and anybody who's left some messages on my last video,
I'm going to take this off and get a little warm.
And I will be, of course, giving my reply. For those that just like to leave bullshit messages and nonsense and childish messages. I mean childish. You know, like a child. Like a little child running.
I wonder if I could get Chris to come on and do an interview in 2022. Casio M with 100 bits says, Happy New Year from the UK. Happy New Year to you as well. Hydrate.
About with a stuffed animal wrapped in their arms. Enjoy your globe. Enjoy the ball. Enjoy space. But I bet you can't tell us one thing. Where the vacuum of space actually begins and where the horizon actually humps. Because we haven't been able to see any of it on our flat Earth. No one's been able to prove anything to us. Except idiot comments. And that's all we get.
Butter nips.
And that's how it's always been, ever since the day that I opened this channel. Idiot comments. No proof, no nothing. Nonsense. No real photograph of the Earth. Nothing. Nothing.
There are many real photographs of the Earth.
Outside of space. Nothing.
Is he high? He's high on smelling his own farts.
I don't know. Are we so awake that we're beyond the intelligence of your everyday person around here? I mean, really. I mean, I look at these. Oh man.
Jellyfish, thanks for gifting us up.
Fuck.
Princess Amelia says, it's a good question, Hannah. Where does the horizon hump?
I mean, I look at these buildings. I look at what we're building right now. You know. Forget about the brick buildings that they did back in the 40s and the 50s. But I mean, I'm looking at the architectural engineering. You know, I'm really noticing that, and then I'm noticing, and then I'm looking at the architectural engineering of palaces and everything like that, and they don't match. You'd be able to find something similarity or anything like that, but they don't. They're totally different. Totally different.
His revelation is that different buildings have different architectural styles.
And it doesn't make any sense. Why would they be? Why would they be completely different from the architectural engineering that we have now to what we had 300 years ago?
Why did they use different architectural techniques 300 years ago to now? Farming techniques have also changed in 300 years. Techniques for almost everything have changed in 300 years.
Does he expect to use a car from 300 years ago?
Think about it.
Why
anyway, I'm just touching base with everybody, and I hope everybody's having a good day. I thank you for subbing. I thank you for viewing my videos, and let me be a part of your life.
Good lord. Poor Chris. It's so long, though. 10 minutes on this, and we're almost... I can't do this one today. I'll save it as a cleanse. But we don't have a ton of time left in the streams. Can you share the tits for 10K video? Go for it. It's on the internet. I'm fine with that. I assure you, I look incredibly different than I did in that video.
I can vouch for that.
True. How about the flat earth prank they pulled on Nathan Thompson? Nathan Thompson's year went so badly that his channels got banned. He allegedly stole from his flat earth friends hundreds of dollars and an iPhone and a laptop. And now he's basically ostracized from the flat earth community.
He also, there were alleged to, you know...
Be abusive to an ex-girlfriend? Yeah, so Nathan Thompson had a really bad year. Let's see him getting pranked by a bunch of people on the internet.
Globeheads debunked their model yesterday.
You're not testing on a ball, guys. The Earth is flat.
They used clips of me in some of these videos, by the way.
One magnet here in California.
Seriously, I'm about to lose it. I'm getting pissed.
I don't know how you're gonna take a 1 mile piece of toilet paper and hit space.
I thought he was gonna die, dude. I literally thought he was gonna die.
Wow.
I was like, holy shit.
They're a complete shock. I literally wanted to cry, dude. You can't write that stuff, guys. I'm just having my freaking world rocked.
It's not the Travel Channel guys. It's the prank guys just pretended to be from the Travel Channel to fuck with him.
The fuck off!
It's everything. I know I'm right. And I've always been right. You guys get it? You guys fucking get it? My name's Nathan Thompson. I'm an independent researcher, testing everything, independently verifying if what we're being
They are not Harvard engineers, no. They're just pranksters from YouTube.
told about the shape of the
They also infiltrated the Church of Scientology previously, and they're still doing pranks like this today.
Earth is true or untrue.
My name is Ben Fisher, and I'm a mechanical engineering graduate student from the University of Harvard.
I'm Blake Powers, and I'm an electrical engineer.
Do people even usually say the University of Harvard? I would assume they just normally say Harvard.
It would be Harvard University.
That makes sense.
Died. Oh, there we go.
My flat Earth story was first introduced by
Pyromancer says, imagine having proof of your gullibility stuck on YouTube. I know, right?
B.O.B., the rapper. And I thought, what is this guy talking about? But then a few months later, I had been studying applied neuroscience, biochemistry, epigenetics with a gentleman who was probably the smartest man I've ever met. And he told me to look into flat Earth, and I couldn't call him stupid because he was the smartest man I'd ever met. This is called the azimuthal equidistant map, or the Gleason's map. I don't know if this is 100% accurate. I just know it's 1,000 times more accurate than a spinning ball. The preponderance of evidence is overwhelming. I mean, I've got over 150 proofs, reasons that I believe the Earth is flat and stationary.
He has nice handwriting. I'll give him that.
Memorized alphabetically.
Abyssal plane, accelerometer, Aries failure, airplane level flight, Elias effect, ambient light from the firmament, ancient civilization.
My current beliefs are that the Earth is round. It's just an obvious fact. I don't even think we need to be out here proving that it's round because I think it's obvious.
Obviously, we're going to be testing that today. I'm excited to hear what Nathan has to say.
I can't believe that Blake is actually open to the idea of a flat Earth today. Ever since he broke up with his girlfriend, he hasn't been the same. Thoughts? Yeah. Blake's just saying that because his girlfriend...
The whole bit with the girlfriend is brilliant. Mm-hmm. The fact that they not only prank Nathan, but are able to, via improv, conduct a through line that is this storyline of the girlfriend-boyfriend thing is so funny. They're so good at this. And I normally hate YouTube pranks, but this is awesome.
Broke up with them.
I'm not saying that just because they used a clip of me. I genuinely found this entertaining. Blackwing Hecate says, I think they're doing the thing that scam emails do where they intentionally leave typos and such to weed out people too smart to fall for the shtick. Or in this case, fundamentally making fun of Nathan with how obvious their bullshit is. Yeah. They actually misspell something on a certificate they give him.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it. Basically, my girlfriend Brianna, like, she recently became a flat earther, and because I wasn't a flat earther, she decided she wouldn't want to be with me. But sorry. And so, that's part of the reason I want to. I don't know. I'm just kind of.
Can I talk about their test?
I really want to bring this up.
With the help and funding of Harvard, we have finally come up with an experiment that's going to once and for all prove the shape of our Earth. So this experiment is called the toilet paper experiment. Turns out the math is because it gets exponentially bigger and bigger, if you could fold a toilet paper 20 times, you would reach outer space.
I don't know how you're going to take a 1 mile piece of toilet paper and hit space.
This may sound impossible, but it's actually true. Our toilet paper has a thickness of 1,000th of a centimeter, and every time the group folds it in half, the pile doubles in thickness. The pile will continue doubling and doubling until the 20th fold, where the top of the pile will literally be in outer space. We will then balance a camera on top of the pile to safely observe the correct shape of our planet.
Blackwing Hecate. Pillows blocking kitty cam. Or blanket. Blackwing Hecate says, I also don't know if Harvard is split into different colleges the way Yale is.
You would burst the bubble that the flat earthers say that we're in. Do I think I could fold the toilet paper 20 times? I think I could.
Yeah, it's thin enough.
Now, if you fold the toilet paper 20 times, the cause of that is you. It's not very hard to figure out. So this is what I mean when I say science has been hijacked.
I don't think he even understands the purpose of this fake prank test, considering that's his response. I'm so confused.
I expect to see a globe. It seems super easy to me. I don't even just get a piece of toilet paper and start folding it.
Well, let's do this. I'm pulling on the toilet paper.
Yeah, just
break. I'm telling you guys, this is gonna break.
Yeah.
Too hard.
Yeah.
No, I think it'll work. It's gonna work. You just pull it too hard.
I was just holding it.
Got it.
How is he not caught on by now? This is clearly a troll. Nathan is very dumb. He's very, very dumb.
Should we put it on the ground, maybe?
Go for it. There'll be less wind down there.
Here, hold these ones, Blake.
We can't doubt it, Nathan. We have to believe. The toilet paper
You can, but it has to be gigantic. Okay.
keeps ripping every couple feet because Nathan's pulling too hard.
Oh no, shit. It keeps ripping, dude.
This will only take about 7 hours.
This will only take about 7 hours.
So I'm excited to announce that we made a discovery. If we use duct tape, we can actually reconnect the rips that Nathan did.
With this new duct tape discovery, there is nothing stopping us. At this rate, we might not just make it into outer space, but we might just even make it to the moon.
I think we can make it to the moon.
Woo!
Another day at the office.
Literally out of nowhere, it gets really windy, and our toilet paper is not staying on the ground.
It's gonna work, guys. It's gonna work.
The wind is destroying the whole experiment. It's like nothing's on our side anymore. Okay, seriously, I'm about to lose it. I'm getting pissed. I've done years of research for this. We drove all the way from Boston. My girlfriend dumped me 3 fucking days ago.
Stupid.
Honestly, you're doing a great job. You can't give up. A lot is riding on this.
Wait, what's wrong with Blake?
He
just went through a breakup.
Dude, he always does this.
But then out of nowhere, Nathan makes a new discovery.
If we rock it up every 5 feet or so.
If we place small rocks on the toilet paper, it prevents the wind from blowing it away.
Dude, I'm professional at unrolling toilet paper, guys, just so you know.
Brilliant.
Obviously, everything was going really rough, and I look over and I see Ben and Nathan just working seamlessly together.
Flat earther and a round earther, team working together, making it to the moon together.
We figured out this new rock formation to keep the toilet paper down. It looks like I just got to go join the team. We got to get this done. I'm embarrassed.
Look both ways, Rod.
I just want to say I'm sorry that I've been just a fucking dick.
Dude, it's all good, Blake.
With Blake now on our team, there's no way we're not making it to the moon now.
We're gonna do it. Yes!
How is he this dumb? Guys, and other flat earthers were messaging Nathan and telling him, because he was posting like TikToks or Instagram posts or something, or Facebook Live videos during the filming of this, and people were telling him, Nathan, you are being pranked. You're making flat earthers look so stupid. And he was like, no, they're legit, guys. It was so funny.
He had finally stretched out a full mile of toilet paper. Let the folding begin.
All right, let's fold it.
Oh no, it broke. Hold on. Okay.
One fold! I can almost see my house from here.
We are already 1/20th of the way to outer space.
19 more to go.
Time for fold number 2.
Whoa, guys, you guys know I'm afraid of heights, right?
Fold number 2's done. That was easy.
Are we gonna need an oxygen mask?
3 folds.
I think fold 4 was the easiest fold so far. Are we already at fold 5?
Fold 6, done.
Fold 7 was a little bit hard. We made it up because fold 8 was much, much easier.
We're at fold 9. I'm feeling really good about reaching 20, maybe even 30, maybe even hit Venus. I take back what I said before, 10 is the max.
Careful, don't fall off. We're getting up there, dude.
Upon attempting fold 11, we ran into a few problems. It seems like no matter what we did, we weren't gonna actually reach our 11th fold this time.
I think we overestimated how much we could fold it.
In my opinion, I think 10 folds is enough to actually see the shape of our Earth, but I guess we'll have to really attach the camera to see for sure.
Oh, that's the 360-degree camera.
Yeah, just because you gotta see all 360 degrees to know if it's like round or not, I guess. Just by looking through the 360 camera, I think it's pretty obvious to say that the Earth is definitely round. When you look at it, it does look round.
Yeah, that's the lens. It's distorted from the lens. That's all you gotta do right there. Show me the curve.
The Earth is a freaking sphere.
The ultra fisheye lens they used for that is the fucking brilliant. The fact that they thought of that is so funny.
We have all the evidence on my phone.
So there are two very smart scientists on both ends making really good points.
If the Earth's a ball, you know, it would curve. It's not curving, so I just had to go with the facts, dude.
Like, it definitely looks like we're on a ball.
But then Blake ends up bringing up a really good point.
We're like 2 inches off the ground. It's not going to show anything. Look, I did way more work than we had to do. Look.
Yeah, I know. Guys, I don't understand how folding something is going to make it taller. Look, it obviously got shorter the more we folded it. It went from a mile to half a mile to quarter of a mile to 6 inches tall.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know.
We tried as hard as we could on the toilet paper experiment. We gave it.
I also don't think a toilet paper roll is a mile long. Why does he think it's a mile long?
Yeah, they didn't do a mile.
No, why does he think it's a mile?
Our best. If there was no wind.
He's really bad at estimating distances and scale.
I think we could have.
Seems to be a consistent problem for flat earthers.
Done it.
Also, can I just get like confirmation that you're not going to use the clip of me crying? I really don't want that.
I could show you videos of me crying on the internet if it makes you feel better.
I would love to see that.
I'll show you.
Feel better.
One of it was over my girlfriend drinking blood. So
she drank blood?
Yeah, and was lying to me about it.
Why was she drinking blood?
Because weird people do weird things, dude.
Was she must have been weird?
Well, she was convinced that when you become a Christian, you have the blood of Jesus.
Oh, are you talking about wine?
No, she was poking her finger and drinking the blood from it.
But she's not Jesus. That's not Jesus.
She isn't. Exactly. Yeah, I agree. It's just her blood, and it's already in her body, so why would she need to take it out and put it back in?
Next week on the Travel Channel's Flat Earth. We're gonna put one magnet here in California. Touching computer.
Okay, let's do one more episode of this.
In the last episode, we tried to fold toilet paper so we could safely travel up to outer space.
Whoa, guys, you guys know I'm afraid of heights, right?
The team did not end up making it to outer space. Today,
Happy New Year, Jessica Wakefield.
We have an experiment planned that might be just as good as the last experiment, if not better.
Wow.
Basically, this is how the experiment's gonna work. We're gonna put one magnet here in California, one magnet here on the other side of the world. If we can measure the magnetic connection through the Earth is round. So the opposite side of the globe is Kazakhstan. And we have sent someone to Kazakhstan. Someone who's actually from Kazakhstan agreed to do this experiment with us and collect our magnetic rays. Harvard has been doing studies on different types of soil. They've concluded that in Southern California, there's a very high concentrated amount of iron in these mountains.
Anyone have a pen?
Basically, we're gonna charge this entire mountain range up to theoretically the world's biggest magnet if we hit the numbers.
Nathan doesn't seem nearly as excited about this experiment, which is kind of strange.
For the experiment, you said the diameter of Earth is under 8,000 miles.
7,900.
How did you determine that?
Those previous findings. We based it off of that, so this will be...
So you're working off the presupposition the Earth has a diameter under 8,000 miles. How did you determine
Well,
that?
the short answer is that's just what was taught to us in class. So we're...
Brilliant.
You're probably thinking that these magnetic rays are very dangerous to be around. You would be correct. There is one material, however, that blocks these rays. Which is rubber. That's why I've ordered 3 rubber duck costumes to prevent these rays from harming our bodies.
I just am worried mostly about Nathan because he's going to want to look at the legitimacy of it. He needs to have a suit on.
I'll wear it. No worries.
We needed rubbers. This has the... I do not feel any rubber in this.
This is funny as hell.
I think for the safety of like everything, every time you're entering the zone, maybe like a high-pitched like entrance.
Entrance!
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 Okay, stay away from this area. Yeah, I need to get my phone.
The magnetic field's so strong, they need protective gear, which is rubber duck suits. But they can use their cell phone within the field and it's fine, and have their computer in there. It's just, there's so many ways Nathan could have looked at this and gone, this is, they're fucking with me, and 0 of them. 0 of the warning signs procced any sort of suspicion.
Whoa, stop.
Hello.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
That scared the shit.
Definitely don't do it within like 5 minutes.
I didn't even...
Did it shock you?
Do not enter this area without the suit. That could have been really bad, so.
Now that we know our magnet is up and running, it's time to send our signal to Kazakhstan.
So you know how Morse code works, right?
You're gonna send a pulse?
Yeah, so we're sending a magnetic pulse, that way they know it's us. Here, I'm gonna just stand over here that way. Exiting! It's send a message basically to them, and I'm gonna put it right here. What message should we send them?
SOS?
That's it?
That works for me.
He said, we're getting a signal, keep you updated. SOS is the code.
They got the code that fast?
Touching computer! Oh my god! It's 100% flat.
They're telling him it's flat?
The results are showing the Earth is flat. We just ran our percent error and the Earth is definitely flat. It's 100% flat. The signal is coming from the north, not down.
Wow.
It doesn't really match the hypothesis. What was the hypothesis? The Earth is round. I know it's round.
But with this finding, I mean, it like, we've been testing this stuff for 2.5 years, and so we've run tests on small models. It always worked in our favor, and then
Were the models you were testing on balls?
they were globes.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're not testing on a ball, guys. The Earth is flat.
But no, that's what I'm saying. Like, we were testing on a small ball, and so it's just confusing that it's not.
He took the duck bill. I didn't notice that when I watched it the first time.
I'm not confused at all. I know exactly what's going on. The signal came from the north, not underground. That's exactly what I expected to
But
happen.
the way we set this up is, and the way we.
Do I think Nathan believes the Earth is flat, or is he just a grifter? No, I think he thinks it's flat, 100%.
Tested it is we were expecting 100%, 150% for it to be a globe, and so we're. This obviously is kind of like earth-shattering news for everyone, but for me, if the Earth is flat and I can believe that, then I can be with Brianna.
There we go. Dude, happy ending. Because after her probably arguing with you for so long, for you to come all the way to California and be like, honey, like.
I don't call her honey.
All right, well.
I don't know.
I can't believe that just happened.
Maybe they like missed the percent error.
Ben, they didn't. They're in Kazakhstan, dude. It's like, it's 100% proven now the Earth is flat. Like, you have
Did they
to
triple check the
Bro,
percent errors?
they have been out there checking it. Exiting suit.
Exiting suit.
My name is Brandon Buckingham. I'm an official Guinness World Record validator, and I'm here to see about the largest magnet in human history. I just have to see the numbers if we really broke the gauze record.
My girlfriend broke up with me because she's a flat earther. She's gonna take me back now that I believe the Earth's flat.
Dude, I'm rooting for you, man.
Entering!
Entering!
I don't know what it takes to verify a world record, but like everyone here saw it, I guess.
I just gotta check the number on the computer and we're good to go. Wow. It's looking pretty good, you guys. Man, your numbers are looking pretty good. My gosh. I was skeptical. I'll be honest, I was skeptical. So I'm here to present the award.
No, he's not really a world record guy. This is just another one of their friends who's helping with the prank.
To Benjamin
to make it seem legit.
Fisher and Blake Powers.
They spelled officially wrong on this certificate, if I remember correctly.
For the largest magnet measuring 25 square miles and 700,000 gallons.
Yeah.
That is confirmed.
Congratulations, guys. You've done it. This is my first world record. And Mom, I hope I made you proud.
Brianna, I love you. I hope you'll take me back. We have the same beliefs now, so yeah.
Woo! Yeah.
Not every day you break a world record. Congratulations, boys.
Tons of credibility with the test that we did. Also having Guinness here to verify it.
To be honest, living as a globe earther my entire life, I have no clue what to think right now. However, there is one final thing that has to be done.
In my opinion, we are all heroes here, and heroes never look at their own explosions.
It is a sorry day for the globe. These guys from Harvard, they had a rod into the ground. Kazakhstan reported that they received the signal within 12 seconds. But they received the signal not vertically, but they received it horizontally.
This is audio from the official Flat Earth Discord that's talking about this happening and also believing it.
Or laterally.
I have one thing to say for you. Test it. Oh. No.
This is huge, is it?
Is number 3 the one I'm
12
in?
to 3 p.m. Ben and Blake present evidence for a round Earth. That never happened.
0 cents.
Or just making up these stupid conspiracies because they can't accept our model.
What did this thing look like that Nathan looked at? Wow, I have lost weight since then, huh?
Yeah.
Jesus. My hair looks better now, too. And it was like, yeah.
It made 0 sense.
We don't even need to talk about the magnet.
You got pranked, and your ego is not letting you realize that.
It's not... I don't understand why people are just saying it's fake. It's not freaking fake.
Literally, all he had to do was look it up, and he would have known he was being pranked.
What job would have duck onesies?
A situation where you can be fooled by a jackass in a duck suit.
And he doesn't realize it. I'm proud that I was the ending sting. Here's a link to this video if you want to watch the rest of it, guys. If you haven't seen it, it's very funny. Check it out. Check out the rest of their channel. I can't vouch for all of it. I've only really seen their Flat Earth stuff and a little of their, a little bit of their Scientology thing, but that's about it. I was gonna watch some of the Peter debate, but we don't have time.
Very specific numbers. Not number 1. It's not number 2, which would be said very often. Number 17 is a number that's rarely said, and he just happened to say it.
What's your
many times.
evidence that the number 17 is rarely said?
Well, try to find a single video of Obama or Biden saying 17. Go ahead.
Someone made me a little collection where it's Obama saying 17, like, in 20 different scenarios. I mean, that's going to be hard to search.
It's rare.
I probably could
The
try
point
and
is,
find it.
drag queen story time.
First of all,
that.
That's untrue. I've actually seen Q followers say things along those lines.
That all Democrats
people have accused me of that shit.
Of eating babies. What was that conspiracy they made about you?
Someone thought I was a lizard person.
At this point, I'm not doubting it, Hannah.
That's true. I am a lizard person. They were actually right.
I knew it. I knew it. You're the guy that adopted me, huh?
Yeah. I just wanted to check in and see how you're doing.
This part of the experiment, testing my intelligence?
Yeah, we're seeing if the chips we put in your brain to make you susceptible to conspiracy theories are working, and they seem to be. Honestly, I think we need to turn the settings down a little bit. They're a little extreme.
Wow, your voice is so different.
Yeah.
first one in a car, that might make me lose faith in Q for sure.
Okay.
And
4
what
years.
would make that might make me lose faith.
Years and the country isn't destroyed. The country being destroyed. What if?
Don't worry about it. Have you been talking to my family?
What would convince you that Q isn't real?
Biden being president for 4 years and the country being destroyed.
The country being destroyed? What if Biden's president for 4 years and the country isn't destroyed?
That might make me lose faith in Q for sure.
Okay. 3 more years, Peter. Only 3 more years. 1 down. All right. We didn't get to watch Feet Furry Guy, which is probably for the best. Who are we gonna raid for this New Year's Eve? Lots of people are live. Rin is just going on.
I want to know where that guy is. The dude who did that whistle.
Well, we'll raid Rin. First stream's about to start. All right. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. I did save the punished Bernie thing for another day, just so you know. So we will watch it eventually. Remind me at some point. All right. Have a wonderful New Year's, everyone. I will see you tomorrow.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Have a good night. If you're someone who drinks, don't overdo it. You still have to do stuff tomorrow. Well, tomorrow's Saturday. Don't get too hungover.
Love you too, Father.
Have fun with your friends or whoever you're hanging out with if you're vaccinated, and be safe. Don't kiss strangers unless they're vaccinated. And wear a condom. All right, that's my advice. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
They're on Twitch on New Year's. It's fine. They won't need a condom. Masturbation is always safe sex. Fact. Night, everyone. Bye.